Wake up, gamers, because you're listening to the Big Think Dimension with Dan and Bob Video Games.
That's a pretty big podcast.
For you, KZ Excellent. And Mr. Feel.
You're not only kind, but a true gamer as well.
Here on GigaBoots.
I, for one, am glad that a camera was not pointed at my face as I went into tantric fits, crying and laughing and sweating over Chris Pratt as Mario. I may be the only person glad that this is not the case.
It's a me.
But I am very glad. Because, oh my God.
No one's ready for it.
I'm right next to you, Bob.
Yeah.
You are like the central lightning rod beacon of every white guy is Chris Pratt.
What?
Well, he mistook somebody for Chris Pratt, and that's how this whole thing started.
Yeah, because I was like, Chris Pine is the same guy, right?
Yes! This is how it started in the long ago.
And then you said, hey, the dude who's in the second Tron movie, that's Chris Pratt, right?
Exactly. So then you fast forward to now, and I swear to God, we made the joke they would cast Mario as Chris Pratt before on content. I have no idea what content. Because at that moment, it seemed like a completely unimportant joke.
Yeah, it's completely fictional. No one would ever think that to be real.
Yeah, it's like, haha, that would be funny. Why would they ever? And here we are. Oh my God. That was a good Nintendo Direct, though.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. It was so good. I forgot if I played anything new in the last week other than Sly 3. Hey, Bob. We played Sly 3 last Friday.
We did.
That seems an eternity ago now.
It does.
Sly 3 was excellent.
That was the best one easily.
Yeah. It's really everything I had hoped for, despite a number of people saying it's not as good as 2. It's shorter than 2. It seems leaner and stronger in its design. Its visual design in levels is much stronger. Like, they use much more colors, and there's a lot of contrast. It's not just a very dark game because you're sneaking around.
Yeah.
They don't have 2 horror-themed levels in a row that I can recall. It was really good. And all the jokes were really funny.
We don't have that bird anymore, because that bird was actually pretty bad. Clockwork. Especially when he came back the next game.
Yeah, I feel like Clockwork was interesting and weird the first time, and then when they became the villain the second time, I was like, excuse me?
Yeah, that's some real we don't know what to do in our sequel energy.
Yeah.
We're just like, we're just put the last bad guy back together.
We got pieces of Andross, so we can do this. Here we go.
Yeah, Bowser comes back all the time, but the end of the game isn't like Mario unloading on him with a Glock.
Yeah, they should have waited a little bit like Ratchet did when they're like, well, we have Nefarious. Let's just hold him forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine if you create a villain that's good enough to support the franchise.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Clockwork was that, but I understand they wrote Clockwork into the mythos, you know? Like, it's the whole rivalry with the Cooper gang.
Right, but it's like, it feels like it's history more than it's the actual conflict in the game.
Going forward, at very least.
Yeah.
It felt like, oh, we defeated him, so we're good now.
Right.
And then 2's like, yeah, we're good now. But what if we weren't? And I'm like,
The only thing I'll say is just better in 2. There are those glass bottles you pick up, and they make the red letter media noise when you grab them.
The half in the bag
Yes.
battle. Yeah.
So we didn't get that in 3. I was very sad.
Very tragic. Very tragic. But yeah, I really enjoyed 3 a lot. They even had a boat mini game, which is insane.
Yeah, all the mini games in that were actually really solid. It was weird. Like, the flying stuff felt fine.
Yeah, they had a bunch of solid mini games that were like not only really solid, but stuff I would never expect.
Yeah.
You know, we did the boat thing. We did this like shark riding thing that was hilarious. And then there was a giant Carmelita. So, sorry, Large Alita. That is what they called her. That's the canonical name in my head.
I gotta get out.
You know, that was a fun mini game. One might say it was much fun.
They knew exactly what fans wanted. They were like...
Part of me is entertaining, okay?
Okay.
Because as we went through these games, you noticed in Sly 1, she's like 9 feet tall or something. Like,
yes!
It's just rendered very strangely. It's like, how tall is she supposed? she looks 9 feet tall based on how far away she is. And then in Sly 2, they reined that in a bit.
Right, yeah, it looks more reasonable.
So part of me wonders if someone on staff just thought it was funny and was like, what if she was really tall?
Yes, I feel like it almost has to come from that place because they're the ones with the models. They just look at him like, what were you thinking?
They're like, what are we doing?
I mean, it was like, well, raccoon's not as big as like this fox we're using for reference, so obviously.
Yeah, everything's to scale, which is why you have an ant friend. He fits in your pocket.
Yes.
But yeah, no, Sly 3 was really, really solid. I was shocked. Like, I really liked it. I would have liked to see what Sucker Punch would do with it going forward. But instead, we got Infamous, which is great in its own right, of course.
Right. God, I ended up looking up Infamous stuff earlier. It was like, oh my God, I forgot they did this thing with the evil side where it literally doesn't match up with what happens on the good side at all. It just feels like you cheated you.
Wait, in Infamous 1 or 2?
1.
Oh, I just like that fake box art you posted yesterday of Infamous Remake.
Yes.
It's really good. It looked like a horror movie cover.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's just staring at me.
It was like, it was scary and also chaos.
Yes. I mean, that's what happens when you see 7th Gen Man and he's not happy.
When you have, considering his girlfriend, he's right to look that way.
Considering his girlfriend, job, and where he lives.
And considering the women he has to deal with in Infamous 2.
He was looking at their work in progress design for him in 2, and he started getting angry.
Fair. I was making the same face. I have no idea what the fuck they were thinking redesigning that man that much.
Yeah,
Like, he looks too generic. We're going to make him look not at all the same. And I'm like, there's an in-between, right?
No.
They're like, sure, we'll just put this face back on that body. And I'm like,
Why didn't you just make a different guy?
Infamous 2, he's going through a phase.
The phase where you look totally different.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I don't know. They should have done a new protagonist. I mean, they did that with the next game.
Right?
They did that with Second Son. Second Son, the third game in the franchise. But yeah, so we're looking down the barrel of Sly Thieves in Time, wondering what that's going to be like. We still haven't booted it.
It's a good thing that 7 more things didn't come out the day we recorded this, huh?
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Great, actually.
Fantastic, actually. It's my fault. I'm the one who got every single trophy and every Castlevania thing on the PS4. I summoned it with my streams.
Yeah, they're like loaded up. He's not done.
Yeah, I guess I streamed about 24 hours of Castlevania this week.
Jesus.
So that's kind of my fault. Thereabout, I think it might be closer to 21 because I did an 18.5-hour stream where I got a platinum in Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night on the PS4. Oh man, that version's weird. Not only is it the redub from the PSP, but the audio quality is just ass. And it's really weird to hear it be that ass when it's like, you're a PS1 game. Why does your soundtrack sound this bad?
Oh, so not even just the voices, everything.
Not even. Literally everything. Every sound, the music, everything just sounds bad and it makes no sense. I don't get it at all. Literally, I would only recommend that version if you're super interested in Maria, because that has the Maria they added for the PSP one.
Right.
Which is different from the one for the Saturn Symphony of the Night.
Yes.
Saturn Symphony of the Night is Yu Yu Hakusho Maria, right?
The one that's just completely unhinged, shooting shit everywhere.
Yeah, where she has the spirit gun as her main attack.
Yes, I think that's that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And she has really different summons.
Yes.
Because I don't think in the PSP one, I don't think you can summon the Drake and literally just control it.
I don't remember. I didn't actually have to play Maria mode for the trophies, and since I had been playing for 18.5 hours, that's good.
Yeah, right? I'm surprised, though.
Yeah. I mean, they even made you do axe armor.
Wow.
It's really funny because you put on the axe armor and immediately your character goes, what? Those animations are really, really good. But yeah. The reason to get that collection, Castlevania Requiem, Symphony of the Night, Rondo of Blood on the PS4 is if you don't have any way of playing Rondo of Blood elsewise. So if you have a Mister, that's a much better way to play Rondo of Blood. The audio quality is way higher. If you have a PS1, that's a much better way to play Symphony of the Night. But chat started bringing up there is no really great way to play Symphony of the Night on the console. The only one that even there are two competitors to this release.
Right.
One of them's the Xbox Live Arcade release that has I think it's 200 megs is its size. I can't remember. But
I remember they cut stuff out to do that.
Yeah, it's still somewhat compressed, compromised, whatever. And then there's just the PS3 digital re-release of the PS1's ISO, where you could buy PS1 games off the store.
Yeah. What a world.
Unfortunately, that has a debuff due to being on the PS3.
Yeah, it might as well not exist.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, and the weirdest thing about this version, there are three weird things.
Okay.
L2 and R2 don't exist because this is the PSP version.
Oh.
Meaning, in order to do your final transformation into the mist, you have to hit the buttons for your other two transformations. I changed my controls, so the control screen lied to me. It was like, hey, to turn into the mist, hit triangle and circle. Or sorry, it was L and R.
Yeah.
Which were the original buttons set to transform into the bat and the wolf.
Yeah.
But I had reset those to triangle and circle. Turns out, you just hit those two. You hit whatever you set those two forms to transform.
That makes sense, but yeah, they should.
And that
they should have properly prompted you.
Yeah, it should be coded well enough where it would change to be what it actually is instead of just saying L and R forever.
Yeah, I've run into things that do that before. It's not too uncommon, but it's always bad when it happens.
I would say it would be pretty uncommon because the vast majority of games don't have that problem. Like most games where you can customize the control scheme, they don't accidentally lie about button inputs.
I feel like I've run into that more often than I would like.
Another thing, they added rumble.
Ooh.
Did anyone ever play Symphony of the Night and go, I wish it rumbled every time I jumped?
No.
Let's go.
Okay.
It also rumbles when big enemies are on screen.
That's great.
It also rumbles when the coffin in the save room spins.
What?
Whee!
So you're sitting there and you're like, they took out the L2 and R2 buttons. They added rumble. This seems to be heading in the most weird direction possible, but they went even further. This is even more, we finished our certification requirements to ship a PS4 version of this. You ready for the next killer feature they added exclusive to the PS4 version?
Huh.
Wait, when you pick up hearts, you hear it in the controller.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's like they're in the room with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea. It just plays like healing sounds and other things really quietly through the controller. And I'm like, what are you doing? But yeah, so that's $20 for that collection. I don't know. There are way better ways to play that game. Aside from that, I'm only going to mention one retro game I played, even though I played Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I'm not going to talk about it because it's fucking Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I played Iron Sword. Iron Sword is a rare game from 1988 on the NES. It's made by 4 people. One of them's Tim Stamper. That game's made by criminals.
Oh, cool.
It is grabbed by the ghoulies core, in my opinion.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Which is to say it's an NES platformer crafted by minds who clearly engineered bad Commodore 64 and ZX Spectrum's games.
That's a very special kind of mind.
Okay, so let me describe this. Imagine an absolutely massive map, something like 7 screens high, maybe even taller, maybe 9 screens high. Secret walls you can move through. Doors you can move through, secret doors you can move through where the background looks perfectly normal, but it's a door, actually. And at the bottom of this, you make it across this giant area where one of the jumps specifically is a pixel perfect jump. And if you miss it, you have to loop all the way back to where you started and run all the way back to that jump again. You get all the way to the bottom of this, and there's some like chipmunk elemental or something. And it's like, hey, I want beer. It just shows you a stein with like no froth in it. It's just like a steiner. And you're like, okay, where the fuck am I going to find that? Well, when you kill enemies, it drops beer sometimes. So I grab one of those and I head back. Nah, that ain't it. So I keep running around. I keep running around. And there's one room that had a weird mark at the bottom of it. None of my spells, none of my moves. Nothing did anything to illuminate what this line that was like an orange brown at the bottom of the thing was. And so I look up a map on the internet. I'm like, what do I need to do? And I see over a piece of the background where there's nothing else there. It just has the letter G. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is G? I jump on that platform. It is in the upper left corner of the room that has the line on the ground. The moment I jump on that platform, the line lifts up. It's the Steiner. It's the fucking mug I need to bring all the way to the bottom of the level.
Okay.
That was 40 minutes of my life.
Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds like a rare game.
Every fucking level is this level.
Yeah!
They have one trick. Why do they keep using it?
We have a massive map. We're gonna make all the jumps a pain in the ass, and you need to find out where the secret entrance to the area with the key item is. All of this is insane, but I was able to deal with it using passwords because there's a password system. So every time you get to a new area, you just write down your password, which is on the spell screen. Instead of doing that, I just looked up passwords on the internet and just looked at the level I was at and used that password.
Based.
Yeah. This game wore out its patience pretty fast. Here's why. When you first start the game, you get 2 continues, and then at some point it stops letting you continue at all.
Oh,
There's no reason why. It's not score based. It's not item based.
Hard.
It's just the game's hard now, so you can't continue anymore. So yeah, I used passwords the whole way. This is how insane the final boss is, okay? Throughout the game, you're supposed to defeat these 4 elementals and team up with the 4 animal kings, which is what they're called, to banish these 4 elementals, which are the spirit of Malkill, back to this mountain. And you drive him back to the mountain, and you get there, and the mountain level sucks. But eventually, you get to the peak of the correct mountain in the second half of this level. All 4 elemental spirits are like floating heads. One of them shaped kind of like a moon. It's the earth one. Then a cloud. That's the air one. You got fire. It's just a fire head. And then you get an ice, which looks like a water drop. You start the battle and one of the heads will just come to you and start circling you. You can't attack it if it's beneath you. Swinging at it at all takes mana. You can run out of mana and not be able to attack the final boss anymore. They spin around you really fast, and you have to use your really insanely awkward controls to try to shoot your magic from the Iron Sword at the fucking elemental. And when you kill one, which is a task so difficult, I cannot overemphasize how fucking nightmarish this boss is. When you kill one, the next one comes down. Or you could go to the top of that mountain, all 4 of them are there, and you'll just get mugged. But hopefully, if you're lucky, you can spray your magic bullets fast enough to do enough damage. Because the other 3, they don't heat seek on you. They kind of have ADD and just wander around the top of the mountain, waiting for you to kill the one that is attacking you.
okay.
But if they run into you, they'll still mug you.
So I heard that right. Your magical weapon's called the Iron Sword?
Yeah, you're collecting the 4 pieces of the Iron Sword from killing the 4 elementals the first time with the help of the 4 animal kings in order to fight the elementals again at this mountain. Only they're way smaller now.
Please.
This is when I bring up the fact that the first time you fight the fire elemental, it's like a face born in magma. It's just at the bottom of the... Okay, so imagine a micro volcano, right? Like super micro volcano. You jump into the hole, and you jump down these platforms to get close to the magma. And the magma... The magma is like an oval shape, and it has a face in it. And the face moves left and right, and it's like got like a face, and it's making a face to you. And the way you defeat it, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not. You can look at the VOD. The way you defeat the fire elementals, you feed it all these eggs. Your magic power for that level, which is called Flames Bane or something, is just eggs.
Dan,
You have to eat all of the eggs.
put the eggs in the fucking hole.
Yes.
And every time you feed him an egg, he squints his eyes and he's like, "Mrr." And then he slowly opens his mouth again and you feed him more eggs.
I'm honestly, this made it all worth it. The fact that you were able to deliver this information.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still caught up on you went to name a magical artifact and you called it common metal weapon.
Yes.
No, it's the Iron Sword.
Yeah, Bob, it's article common metal weapon.
The Suicide
No,
Squad.
this is new Iron Sword, the Nintendo new Iron Sword.
XL.
It's way better than every other one you'd ever see.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it better be. I killed 4 elementals to fucking get it. Yeah, that game's a nightmare and no one should play it. And I thought it was really funny because Grunt Guru, a retro streamer on Twitch, just showed up and he's like, oh, you're playing Iron Sword. Good luck.
Gotta go. And they just fade slowly out of reality.
No, they mostly came to laugh at me is how I feel because they stuck around the whole stream. I was like, yeah, according to this cheat code on fucking GameFAQs, this will give me 255 continues. Hopefully it works. I have a suspicion that it won't work, but if it works, that should help me beat this game. And then he goes, yeah, hopefully that's enough continues. I was just like, oh my God. So Iron Sword, amazing music. Never, ever tried to beat that game. How the ever-loving fuck that game was made, and everyone went, this is good enough, ship it. It's kind of beyond me. Aside from that, I beat Kid Dracula. I avenged my youth in a sense for the Castlevania video where we tried to beat Kid Dracula and Galamoth was such a motherfucker. I beat him on my first try. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Come on.
The superior power of the DualSense's low latency.
Oh yeah, totally.
That tenth of a frame definitely made the difference.
Yes, it definitely wasn't that. I'm just getting better at games as I go, and I must have played some game that made me squeeze it in an area, because the whole thing with Galamoth, his hands shoot down lightning pillars, and then his mouth opens up. You need to hit it and then hide between his mouth and the lightning pillar to not get hit by the projectile coming out of his mouth. You need to do that 6 times and you win.
Huh.
Yeah, either 6 or 7. Yeah, it did it on my first try. I came in planning to save state cheese the fuck out of that man. And then I didn't even need to load a save state once. And I'm like, what even? I could have done this on real hardware. Anyways, that's basically all I played over the last week. I have not had time to dive more into Grimoire of Souls, Castlevania on mobile, but I think Bob did.
I did.
How's that going?
It's interesting. It's one of those things where they took out all the microtransaction stuff.
Yeah.
But you still roll. So they give you tons of currency to roll with to get more items, more weapons and armors.
I like rolling.
And then you have it just automatically gives you characters at different points of the story.
Yes.
So that seems neat.
Yeah, I was hearing from chat members that because it's, for people who don't know, it's Apple Arcade exclusive right now. Because they tried to launch this once and apparently the prospects didn't look good, so then they didn't fully bring it out in North America.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on Apple Arcade, which is a subscription thing. It's basically iPhone's Game Pass. So I hear the dailies give you insane amounts of currency, and that sounds like what you're saying.
Yes, they do that as well. I need to log in and get that.
Yeah, they're like, if you do your dailies, you get enough for 10 rolls. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, you get a free roll every day, and then they give you enough currency to keep doing more rolls like that, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. I appreciate it not having microtransactions, but I'm sure most gacha players will be confused.
Yeah, it definitely feels really weird because there's a little bit of that taste still on this World of Demons, the Platinum Games thing, where you can see, okay, the leveling up would be done with currency and stuff.
Ah, yes, the world famous World of Demons : to be continued.
Yes, World of Demons famous bowl.
Ooh, is it spicy?
It's not spicy.
Oh, thank God.
But this is a lot more obviously like, oh man, this was heavily a microtransaction mobile game before they yanked all of it out.
Yeah.
The one weird thing, even if you use a controller, it feels like there's a pretty substantial amount of input lag, which isn't great. But you get I've only gotten so far Alucard, Simon, Maria, and Charlotte. But it seems like there's at least going to be Shinoa. I'm not sure if we're going to get anyone else, though. I have to wonder if it's just a weird cutoff. We don't get Richter or other people we see in the intro. I'm not sure how that's going to go. There's some content gating by having like, oh, there's missions in each stage. And for certain stages to unlock, you need to do all the missions in another stage. Like, oh, the mission's going to be get every treasure in this level, kill all the monsters in this level, and do it as Simon. So it's not like super hard stuff, but it's just things you need to be aware of, and maybe you need to play a level more than once.
Oh no.
I know, ludicrous. Levels are really short. They're a lot more about just fighting enemies than about platforming. Sometimes they have stuff with platforming challenges, and you need to bring in like a special move for a character that let you do more things in air, because you start with a double jump. Everybody's got a double jump, but a lot of things are still out of reach with just that. So like Simon can get a special ability where he does an uppercut, so you get like your surge jump from that, or Alucard can do the wolf form, and that gives him like a forward boost that you can use in air too. So yeah, it's kind of neat. I'm enjoying it. If you have Apple Arcade, definitely just download it and try it out. If you have any interest in the series, it's really cool to see all the little like story references. They actually seem to care about the lore of Castlevania. It starts with the big intro cutscene that talks about like the 1999 war and Soma and everything. It leads up to Alucard is Aricardo, like in 2050 or so, going to this mystical library or something where they have a bunch of grimoires that are demon infested, and he needs to jump into them and fight monsters to stop the Draculas from resurrecting through these books.
It's either paintings or books.
Yeah, when Charlotte shows up and she's like, yeah, this is a lot like the paintings. It's pretty good.
She's like, yeah, this is stupid bullshit, just like the paintings.
Also, the amount of... Alucard has no idea that the Portrait of Ruin happened is really weird.
That is really weird.
Yeah, because she's like, yeah, I was known as the tool that can kill Dracula in my age. What do you mean you've never heard of me?
He's like, I was sleepy.
So that's interesting. I really like all those lore jabs, and for some reason, Simon apparently is known as the best Belmont, according to this. Like, oh yeah, my books say that Simon Belmont, he's really cool, actually. Like, you know, Simon's neat and all, but I feel like
Nope. Not Richter.
Julius just did that thing where he actually won.
I'm sorry. No, it's Simon. Definitely Simon. Guy who had to do the job twice in a row to get it done.
Yes.
That's the guy who's like, I'm such a Chad, kills Dracula twice and still succumbs to his curse.
Oh,
He's such a company man.
That's him. That's the guy. That's who we need. We need someone to come in here and kick Dracula's ass twice and die.
Yo, but Juice Day, though.
Uh-huh.
God, I hope they had Juice Day. That'd be really cool.
I forgot to bring this up. So people who love Symphony of the Night, please look up Strafe, as in circle strafing, Strafe Fox on YouTube. I've been a supporter of Strafe Fox for a while. They do really, really good, like, how video games are made videos, and they have a documentary on Symphony of the Night. Yeah, hey, Bob.
Hey.
That fucking Julius or Juice Day room was supposed to be Alucard's room in Symphony of the Night. They just cut the feature because they didn't have time.
Oh, he was supposed to collect furniture?
Yeah, Alucard was supposed to collect furniture and put it in his room in the castle.
That makes sense.
Yes,
Oh, that would have been so much better.
Jesus. Now we just have more context for Juice Day being insane.
Yeah,
Great.
I know. Isn't it funny how they trip, fell, and now their character's insane?
This room looks drab. It's like, do you have time for this right now?
Are you worried about your childhood friend?
We missed out on Alucard telling his dad, no, it's fine, he has all these statues.
Yeah, I don't. But yeah, that video is really, really good. Really, really good. It's full of a lot of cool bits like that. So I just figured I'd bring that up since we were talking about Grimoire.
Right.
I need to throw more time into that game.
Yeah, it's neat. There's also you have this regular levels, and then it has things that unlock as you get farther in. Like, oh, there's this trial mode where you're on an elevator, and you have to kill things as the elevator goes up. So ideally you're strong enough so you can get off the elevator while it's moving, kill them, and get back on the elevator.
Whoa, is this Godfall?
Yeah, it is Godfall.
Whoa.
But no, not everything like stays on the elevator. You literally like have dudes or hang out outside the elevator, and the goal is to kill all of them and be able to get back in, because the screen's moving. The elevator's moving with the screen.
Okay.
So if you fall off screen, you're just that runs over. You lose. Then when the elevator gets to the top, it summons a boss, and you defeat him within a time limit. And this is scored, so you can get like an S rank and get even more drops.
Then you get enough for 30 rolls.
There's not just rolling materials. There's also the materials for upgrading your weapons. So that's separate, along with some... There's like 3 ways to upgrade your weapons. So there's these red gems that can upgrade them just straight up, level, go up, get big.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's
go up.
magic enchant, which seems to upgrade the sub-weapon power it has, because each weapon has its own like spell it can cast. And then there's a third thing called limit break. I'm not entirely sure what this does, but you need to get parchments in each stage that associate themselves with the weapon. So you go grind one level to keep getting parchments that are associated with that weapon to limit break it. I'm not sure exactly how good that is or what it does for you, but it's very complicated and very mobile game. So that's neat. And you get to go into each stage with, you can have 2 regular weapons equipped with the secondary one is just use it as a spell. And the primary one's both your melee attack and your spell. And then you get to bring in a sub weapon as well. And these are controlled using the right analog stick. So it's like tap up on the right analog stick to show your cross, or tap left to use your main weapon's super ability. They have lots of neat ideas. I'd love to see them make it feel better on a controller. This thing runs pretty well on my iPad, which is like the newest iPad.
Right. Well,
the iPad Pro.
Yeah.
Whatever this year is.
I don't. It's 2021.
I guess
that's all I got.
Yeah,
because that was March, right?
Yeah, it was March. That was this year.
Yeah.
And it did not run well on my Apple TV. I tried it on there.
Really?
I definitely liked a lot.
Huh.
Also, some of the stuff feels like the controller support isn't fully in, because I can't get it to let me select certain things. Like I want to select the thing that would let me lower the quality, but I can't get it to do that. I'd love to be able to tell you if that makes it playable.
But yeah, I know I messed around with that a little bit too on my MacBook, and it wasn't like locked 60, and I did notice the exact thing you're talking about of not fully designed to run on a controller exclusively yet.
Yeah, my iPad is great because I can just touchscreen everything for the menus and then just start playing with the controller. It's no biggie, but...
Whereas on a MacBook, I'm going to have to use the touchpad to use like a mouse.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's not as good. It's not as simple. But yeah, I'm excited to put even more time into Castlevania, with the Advance Collection. Downloading right now.
Ooh.
I'm going to check by the end of this podcast if that has a platinum trophy.
It's important.
It is important, actually.
But you know what's more important than
what's more
Castlevania Grimoire of Souls?
What's Podlords?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck.
Not yet.
What?
I'm sorry.
Casey's like, where?
Where am I?
What's more important, Bob?
I picked up Kenna. Or
Kana?
Ooh.
Depending on how... I think in game they call her Kana.
Okay. Did anyone else pick this up?
I did. I just haven't been able to play it yet.
Yeah, you've been playing a lot of Deathloop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bob, how's Kana?
Kana's really good.
Damn it.
Like, this is way better than I thought it would be.
Son of a bitch.
I'm going to be honest.
Come on.
I bought it, didn't play it. Coming into this, I'm like, if he says it's bad, I'm going to be so pissed.
I started getting super worried in the last week or so. I was like, I haven't seen that much more gameplay. What if it's locked to 30? What if it's like so many other indie games where they release a concept and then we hear that they're a studio known for something else and they don't actually care about making a video game.
Right.
It's like just an art house thing that doesn't feel good.
Right. A vessel for art and story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, reviewers went, they sent the codes incredibly late and made the embargo the minute the game launches.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, this game's great.
Awesome.
You boot it up, you're playing the video game. It is a video game, actually.
Whoa!
Yo, I as it turns out, I actually like video games.
Yeah, these people seem to have come from the animation house, but like video games.
I mean,
Bob, I'm gonna need you to look at this download screen for
God, look at
Castlevania Advance. What the fuck is with his face?
Nathan Graves is ready to go.
hold on. What?
Okay, I'm gonna hit the screen cap button real quick so that way if it disappears before KZ, look at his goddamn face.
What the fuck is that?
I have no idea what's with that drawing. They're like, yeah, we need a new piece of art for our background, and they got just a random person on the internet to try. Oh my god, I have no idea how I could even. I'm just gonna tweet this image from my PS5 so Theo can see it by the end of this podcast because that looks nothing like Nathan Graves. Holy shit! Sorry, Bob. Kana.
Yeah,
Yes.
that studio that made that, their like most well-known animation thing is a Majora's Mask film.
Oh my god!
Like it's,
That's very appropriate. This game is very much Zelda light.
oh, okay, because that
It's-
thing it had like 15 million views or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man, they make. When they announced this game, I was like, "Oh shit, this might actually be really good."
Also, it has a big emphasis on masks.
Wow, really fucking nailed it.
Yeah. No, the only bit of story you get at the very beginning is like a text scroll that's talking about this tradition of this village where they carve a mask when someone dies, and as it deteriorates, that's them passing on.
Mm-hmm.
So then the whole game is you're playing as this spirit guide who you get a mask and you go help that spirit pass on. And you can like put the mask on to go in first person mode, and it's kind of like Bat Vision, where you can highlight every single environment for you.
And that's when Kana said, "It's time for backup," and the game just froze.
I'm gonna die.
But you don't wear it all the time. You can't walk around in first person or anything like that. So it's not encouraged for you to always have it on like in
Okay.
Batman.
Okay, gotcha.
You're not always in detective mode.
I just think of his cool eyes in the Dark Knight when he's seeing all the fucking phone lines.
Oh, yep. Castlevania Advance Collection has a platinum, 49 fucking trophies. Let's
Nice.
fucking go.
Yeah, and Dracula X.
And Dracula X.
Why is that in there?
Whatever. At least I've gotten practice at beating that game I hate.
True.
I'm happy for people who like Dracula X.
I hope they didn't put any trophies in it.
Oh, they undoubtedly.
I know they did.
Like, no way they did it.
But yeah, it's very much structured like a Zelda, but scaled in. So it's all about this one village that's pretty large, but you're getting new abilities. Like you get the bow pretty quickly, and that lets you do all sorts of neat things. Like they put grapple points in the environment, which are these cool looking flowers you just shoot, and then she like gets a grapple hook and pulls it over to her. The combat's really simple, but it feels solid. I'm really blown away by this game constantly. Like the visuals are great. The load times are really fast. From booting it on the freaking title screen on not even in game, but from the menus on the PlayStation, it can get in game within like 15 seconds. It's ludicrous.
Yeah, they were one of the first developers to go, yeah, PS5's loading is going to be crazy.
Yeah. And that feels good.
Some of the things you find are the little black spirit things that are always, they were in all the trailers. You're collecting them as you go, and as you get more, it levels up they're called rot, your rot level goes up, and that lets you have different attacks you can buy from your menu.
Mm-hmm.
And there are more of them following you around. So there's literally like, I have 60 of these guys with me at all times. There's a currency in the game you also collect. The currency is literally only to buy hats for these things.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So you're just like, oh yeah, I want all these guys to be wearing cowboy hats. You can do it.
Whoa.
There's even a special menu. Be like, okay, how many of these hats do you want to equip? You can only buy so many of this kind of hat. I'm sorry. You're gonna max out. So I've just been buying one of each hat. It's like there's so many hats that I don't want to, fully invest.
There might be a really, really good one.
And yeah, they'll pop up everywhere in the environment as you go around. Like there's these cool looking bridges you go by, and there's like they slide in perfectly to all the little holes in the bridge. They'll ride on your head when you swim. Yeah, this game is delightful. It also seems to have a lot of inspiration from like Princess Mononoke.
Mm-hmm.
Because those things really remind me a lot of the spirits in that.
Yeah.
They do very similar things, but are way cuter. And your main character even has the arm like covering looks very similar to the Mononoke one, and she seems to have something going on with energy infecting her arm. They haven't been clear on what's going on there.
Do you think the arm has the spirit of a loved one in it?
They would never.
Okay, that's good. just checking. Hey, Bob.
Hey.
What's worse? Dracula X having trophies, right?
Uh-huh.
Or the fact it only has 3. So I'm playing this entire game for
What are
3
they?
bronzes. Beat the game. Save Maria and save Annette, which means I have to look up how to save Maria and Annette in that version.
Great.
I'm looking at this art again because
Okay,
you posted it.
I'm posting it to Phil right now. We're going to mark this so Phil can see it and we can put it on screen because look at this drawing of Nathan. I don't understand.
What were they doing?
This looks like they went to DeviantArt to get it for this release.
I know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm like, this looks like...
It looks digitally colored in a way I don't interpret art from that era being digitally colored.
Right. This is not made remotely in the same decade as the game. There are clinical art issues with this drawing. Just look at his arm and look down his arm. Just follow it with your eyes.
What, your elbow doesn't start like at your wrist?
Yeah, that's a really weird drawing. I find it funny. I'm not going to be like, we need to find who drew this. No, this is just hilarious. And I'm sorry if whoever drew it, but damn. Hopefully they never see anyone's reaction to this drawing.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to 100% fucking Dracula X. Why would I ever want to do that? For 3 bronze trophies.
For 3 bronze trophies.
That's what they want, Dan. I'm sorry.
It feels like maybe I should just do this separately from a stream where we do all the rest.
That's fair. Because it's not going to be happy like the rest. The rest is going to be joyful. That's
Yes,
not.
This is not. I would like to point out even Julius mode of Aria of Sorrow has a silver trophy.
Oh my god.
Dan,
That's going to be a rough death stream.
Dan, you really should just start with Dracula X.
I'm either starting with Dracula X or I'm getting it out ahead of the stream entirely.
Start with the poison. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the poison.
Man, that's a...
Take the poison.
Kana
I won't be in Street Fighter 6.
No, you won't.
I'm no, that's what I said. I said I won't be. I said I won't be in Street Fighter 6.
Okay. Yeah, no, he's going to evaporate.
No, he's one of the 4 kings.
What does Fong think
No,
of this?
I'm sorry. Sagat's back. He's just fucking. It's over.
Oh, no, it's evil Sagat.
And Bison's like, oh fuck, Sagat has a scarf now, and just like ejects Fang from the series.
No, it's fine because now that Bison is like they got to go forward. Bison will be dead. They have to make Fang jacked.
One more thing on Canada before we leave it.
Yeah, sure.
They do, or unlike in Zelda, you do not perform property destruction. You don't go smashing pots and stuff. It's weird. It's hard to get used to.
That's pretty weird to not think of yourself as a violent, malicious element in the world.
Yes, this village has been hit by a epidemic, so everyone's already dead. But you're still just like, you have a move where you release a bubble of energy, and that'll collect things around you and highlight chests and stuff. So even when you get a chest, like she taps her rod on the ground, it makes a very satisfying little pop, and then the chest opens.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, nothing's destroyed. It's weird.
That is weird. Oh my god.
What's wrong, Dan?
Collect all souls.
Oh,
That's going to be a hell of a stream.
This is definitely not a stream we can do tonight.
Yes, that much I've figured out.
Try.
No, obviously we're to be Dracula XX tonight
Oh yeah, obviously.
on stream.
Why not?
Yeah, that's fair.
Why not?
Get the poison out way in advance.
Right?
Suck it up and spit it out.
I'm glad that KZ got Kana. Because I know I'm going to check that out as soon as I fucking can. But, you know, they just dropped.
Yeah.
Nintendo said, "Hello, Daniel Video Games. I have seen your dreams." And I'm like, "No, you haven't." They're like, "Actraiser." And I'm like, "Oh, you saw my dreams." What the fuck? You can read my mind?
Oh yeah, they also put out a patch today that let you increase the camera speed. Because I think when the first game first went up, it seemed like it was broken. Because camera speed went from, it starts at 0.8. You can take it up to 1. You can put it up to 1.0.
Whoa, you can increase the camera speed by 25%. That's incredible.
So when they put that out, the update goes all the way up to 3.0.
Oh, okay.
So I like doubled it immediately because, oh man, it was way too slow.
So I'm going to ask you,
What's up?
As an experience, how Zelda-like is it overall? Broad strokes.
It is pretty Zelda-like. You're going to a new area, you get a new ability. That ability lets you do puzzles within that area, and then unlocks new areas in previous areas you've been to.
Fuck.
It's really good. Also, they have really cool ideas for what to do. Like, instead of pushing boxes, she just tells the rot to go pick it up. And then you can like ride the box as they move it around, and you just point where you want them to take it, and then put a highlighter in the ground, and they go.
That's great.
There's only like a very few things that feel kind of janky. Like there's this thing where you can turn all around into like this big energy dragon sort of thing. There's certain things in the environment like you activate this. So like this pulp, this big energy seed that they absorb, and then you control them, and you control them using the right analog stick. And that also takes away camera control. So the camera is now moving based on where this big dragon is. And it feels a little janky. Like
it feels a little Astral Chain.
A little bit. That felt like it was a little smoother, even.
Astral Chain did?
Yeah.
Oh.
This feels like the camera is way too locked down on it. So it's jittery as you walk around.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah. It's very playable, but it definitely doesn't look good.
Okay.
There was one other thing. I guess there's the camera speed was the other thing, but they fixed that already.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, this is a good game. This without being like, you don't need the modifier of it was made by a small team at all.
Yeah,
you wouldn't know. You really wouldn't.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It was easy for me to make that decision when I went, oh, it's 40.
Yeah,
I can do that.
Yeah,
yep.
I think about that and I'm like, they sure did charge 70 for God, what was the
Sackboy's 60, so I don't know.
No, the other one from a small developer earlier this year, published by Sony.
Returnal.
Yeah, Returnal.
Yeah. Does this seem done?
Yeah, it seems pretty done.
Oh, okay. That's a super bonus.
So Bob, it's incomparable.
Yeah, obviously. We
sure is.
I would say in this case, Returnal's incomparable.
I assume this doesn't have a shotgun, which means they didn't have a chance to ruin it.
No, you have a bow and arrow that feels pretty good.
Oh, okay, there
Nice.
you go.
And you get bombs.
Man, hearing about all that shit in the Death Stranding director's cut's killing me.
Yeah.
Like, you know how that game
that's
used
out right now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's out right now. You know how that game used to take a minute to boot? It's now 3.5 seconds. It uses the pressure sensitive like trigger buttons, the haptic feedback or whatever. Sorry, adaptive triggers to if your load is heavier, it's harder to pull.
Oh, that's really good.
And if you have the exoskeleton to make it easier to pull, it will actually be easier to pull the triggers too.
That reminds me.
Yeah.
They use those for the bow and Kenna. I'm starting to believe no matter how much they tell us adaptive triggers are good for bows, they aren't.
They're literally every game I tried them in that had a bow, it felt wrong.
Yeah, no, it's bad. I don't know what they were doing.
It feels great for guns.
Yeah, right?
It feels unreal for guns. I'm sure KZ could talk about that with Deathloop. I need to try Kenna, but Jesus. You saw what today is.
Yeah, no, there's just way too many actually good games out right now. I keep trying to play, like, sneak in a little bit of Tales of Rise, but I'm like, Kenna's going to be shorter than that. I can finish this and then go to Tales.
Yeah. For me, the Castlevania Advance Collection is the most insane. Hey, Dan, this is the most joyous trilogy of games, basically, from your childhood. And now it has a platinum.
Yes.
And I'm just like, oh, fuck. You could have released Mega Man 1 through 6 and it wouldn't have hit me as hard as this just did.
Right, of course.
I love Circle of the Moon and Aria of Sorrow immensely. And Harmony of Dissonance is fun. And there's this other game they packed in for some fucking reason.
Not from the Advance. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking.
It's the most drunk shit of M2 going, well, we also did this one.
Konami's like, no one is ever going to buy this by itself.
It's true. There's nowhere else we can put it. Why wasn't it in that other collection? Whatever.
Because it's nowhere fucking good, near as good as any of those except for The Adventure.
I know. The only other thing I played this week is I finished off Fist.
Oh, okay.
That's still a really good game. That swimming section was almost at the end. I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah, sometimes you put a thing at the end of your game and your game might be better
Yeah, it's like this game would just be like a whole point higher without this. Which I guess I could have skipped some of it, but I would have been guessing on how to skip it. Also, don't do what I did. When you find someone in the main town who trains you for different moves, actually do that training. It's not just practice. It literally unlocks more moves.
Oh.
So I beat the whole game without that last set of moves being unlocked. I was like, when are they happening? They have these extra slots on my screen.
Oh my god.
Yeah, don't do that. Go talk to the raccoon. He helps you.
Bob, how much is Fist?
Fist, I think it's 30. It's 30 or 40. I'm pretty sure it's 30.
Of these two games, if you were to recommend
Kana.
people... Thank you. Did you want to talk any more about Fist before we throw it to KZ?
No, I'm good.
Okay, hey KZ.
Hello.
What's up?
First up, I finished Deathloop. I'm all done with that one. That was really good. Easily one of the best games I played this year. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with that. As you continue through that game, the concept is just like you have like a main map in that game of how to take out all the main boss characters. So you're mainly just going through that, doing like the stories that they want to play out to position characters. And once you hit that moment, they say, "Okay, I have it." Because every single time you finish one of those, they do like this cool stylized like cartoon thing of like positioning them there and how he's just gonna blow off their head. He's like, "Okay, I can go kill all of them in one loop now." And that last loop can be anywhere from, if you rush it, like 20 minutes or like 40 minutes. It's once they're ready, you can pretty much knock them out, so long as you like know those levels and you have a decent loadout. So I did that. And the game has a couple of endings, so I ended up picking up those, and it's real good. I thoroughly enjoyed like basically everything about that game at the end. Yeah, there's not much to say aside from what I said before, where it's like the gunplay is good. There's a lot of really good freedom to do to approach things the way you want. Maps are really solid. Voice performances and writing's pretty good too. But yeah, I did not expect to like that game as much as I ended up doing, because I kind of bounced off the other Arcane game, Prey, earlier this year when I tried it. So I was happy that I enjoyed this one.
That was the other Arcane studio, though, not the Leon one.
That's why they named them like they do, so people get confused.
Yeah, it's really frustrating because I also didn't like Prey at all, but I actually do enjoy the Dishonored games, so I'm not too surprised this is much better than Prey.
Yeah, and
that's what I'm saying.
I was watching NoClip put out like a feature with like one of the directors for this game. And they went, initially we were going to have a sword blocking and parry system, and then in PvP just broke it, because they're like, with our tick rate, that won't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. So instead they're like, we just made the kick overpowered. So with that, if you get kicked by it or you miss the kick, you're like, whatever, that makes sense. So that kick is really funny. You can kick someone, run in a circle, and kick them again because the AI is kind of dumb, which makes it more fun.
Dark Souls backstab rules where you keep positioning yourself behind them as they stand up.
Yeah, but if you sneak up behind them with the kick, they literally just shoot out 25 feet forward.
Yeah, I can tell when something in a video game's fucking hilarious when a podlord references it the week the game came out.
Yes. It's really satisfying. But yeah, that's Deathloop. Really, really good. I've also been digging into Lost Judgment because that came out this week. If you picked up that Sega pre-order shit where they let you play it a few days earlier, if you get the digital.
Casey, I need you to tell me something right now.
Okay.
I have been told that the third fighting style has the in-universe justification that it's explicitly for beating up children.
Yes. Okay, so in Lost Judgment, they open it up. They're like, you're in a car. They do what people said was also in Yakuza 7, where the game becomes a visual novel at points. Where they put
all of them?
No, they put up the portraits of the characters.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they do that visual style with the models standing there. And I was like, that's a weird thing. They do that usually when you're on the phone with someone now, instead of there being like a square with them video calling you. which was in the previous one. And they're like, they're working with this person in the intro for just this nothing case to kind of get you into the character. And your first bit of gameplay is, of course, a tailing mission on a guy. And it starts, and they have revamped tailing missions in this game. Where I'm like, you now have a button to pretend you're doing something if they look at you. Where it's like, oh, I'm just tying my shoe or looking at my phone. And you have like it's like a resource. Like you can only make that convincing for so long.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And my takeaway from this is they made them harder. Because before, you'd have that notice meter that would build up and then go away. Now it's permanent. It's like a percentage meter. So it like goes up.
That also does make sense.
Yes. However, I am on chapter 7 of what I looked up because I was like, this is like going to be like 12 or 13, right? Yeah. So I'm about 60% in. That's the only tailing mission I've done. They fucking gutted that shit. I have played more than half of this game's main story, and I've done one tailing mission.
Maybe
this is how the really bad mechanics in these games always end up being, where they never totally get rid of them, but it's like, we can improve it a little and have you do it like twice.
Yeah. Like you start this and they're like, all right, you do the tailing's done. It's like, okay, here's our new parkour system, which is you have a grip meter and you're climbing up buildings now and like shimmying across them and trying to get up to higher places. And then you make it into this building that the dude went into, and it's like, now it's time for stealth mode, where they just have stealth mechanics now of you hide behind the corner and you like throw the coin at a dude near something to make him turn around to sneak past or to choke them out. So they have that mode now. And then the chase stuff has been revamped slightly, where like your health is draining a bit more as you're chasing after someone. But there's like bottles of juice of like the healing medicines around that you can pick up. There are moments where, depending on if they're really far away, it can be challenging, where they will turn in the games like which way they go. And if you were not like close to them, that might be hard, because then you have to make a choice, and if you pick the wrong one, you're kind of fucked. But in my experience, if you're actually keeping up with them normally, it's not much of a problem. I do like it because in many of the chases, they put a soccer ball near you so that when you hit the button with it, you kick it and it hits them in the head and they start falling over themselves. So I like that a lot. The big thing is the combat is 4 or 5 times better than the previous game, by virtue of you have style switching in these games. Before, you'd hit down to style switch and it took about 2 seconds. It's instant now. Like you
thank you, new consoles.
Yeah. Combat's also been revamped in that normally you get experience off killing the dudes. You still get that, but now there are combat achievements you can go for, like take out someone with this style and this one and do all of them in one fight, use a weapon, do this type of thing. And then there's stuff like kill two enemies in like 3 seconds, and stuff like that really feeds into, they had to speed up style switching to make some of this a lot more fluid. You got your new style. Before, you had crane style for like multiple enemies, and then you had tiger style for the one-on-ones. Now you have snake style, which is your parry mode. This is your like defensive Aikido, where you're going in and you have a dedicated like parry button that like makes you spin around them and they get confused.
Is snake style also the one that has the fear moves?
Yes.
That's really funny because the police guy in Yakuza 4 has that exact parry and also has fear moves.
Yeah, people were saying it straight up is Tanimura's like stuff that they've rolled into this one. Your partner Kaito is like, man, you just learned a completely new style just off screen like that. What are you doing? He's like, I needed to develop a style so I could hold back against, younger people or people that can't fight. So he specifically just made one where he won't kill people with it.
That makes sense, because he's like a private detective, so it would be really funny if like some dishonest husband he's trailing takes a swing, just the salary man, and he rips their face off.
Yeah, because
he's like,
it happens a lot. Like people are like, here's the side case where this one dipshit thinks that he can throw hands.
For some reason, the fucking way Phil phrased that reminded me of the Hey Arnold joke, where that guy's like, hey kid. And then Arnold just throws out karate shit and lightning strikes.
And all of his,
His clothes fall off.
clothes fall off, and he starts crying, saying, "I just wanted to know where the bus stop was."
I just want to know where the bus stop was, man.
I'll never forget that. That was a really fucked up episode.
Yes, it was. That was maybe the greatest episode of Hey Arnold ever.
Yeah, that one sticks with me.
I don't know. The one that sticks with me is the one where Arnold spends all this time to make Stoop Kid less of a jerk, and it doesn't actually help at all.
Yep.
Or that one.
He's
episode.
like, now I can be more of a jerk.
Yep. There's also the Mauve Avenger thing. I think these are the top 3 episodes.
Now I'm just thinking about the one where they're like, Chocolate Boy's the most pathetic character in all of media.
Oh, I forgot about that kid who eats chocolate.
Yeah, where
And he becomes Radish Boy at the end.
Bob's like, I didn't watch Hey Arnold.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't at all.
It's
no.
true, but he's seen the second movie.
Yeah.
I have not.
Sounds like you need to watch 6 hours of Hey Arnold later.
Oh my God. In the middle of all this other shit, I'm gonna die.
What a good choice.
We've had worse joke choices of what to do later today. For example, me and Bob are like, it's really unfair that Tosh and Casey haven't seen Batman v Superman. Why are we the only people who have to live with that in our hearts?
But yeah, Lost Judgment's combat's probably my favorite of any of these games. It's so much faster. You're gaining so many rewards off fighting, where I'm getting a 30% more experience through bonuses. So it's like, you got 600 for beating this fight. Your bonuses weigh in at 900 just because I'm switching up and using all the styles, and it just feels real good. There's also a lot more balancing stuff in the skill tree. Like before, you had 3 health upgrades, and that would just give you a really long bar. Now you have 12, where it's like you have 3 normal ones, and your health still isn't that big. And they decided the rest of them involve you having to get more skills in each of the other styles. So there's Tiger Healing, and that has 3 healing upgrades tied to it. So it kind of forces you to have to experiment with the other ones. So you can't like solely focus on like one thing. They also hid one of the most powerful moves in the previous game, the Flex Fissure like palm strike the Tiger style had behind a collectible that I found by accident. So I spent half this game without it. And I'm like, man, I missed this thing. This thing's still kind of broken. Not nearly as broken, but still like pretty up there. And then they eventually gave me some cool upgrades, like Tiger Style now has Perfect Guard. Do you want Super Perfect Guard, where you can Perfect Guard a knife and then just immediately open up an enemy with it? all that stuff's like really solid. The new music's good. The dub performance is still pretty solid. One of the characters got recast, which is unfortunate. So that felt a little weird. You also explore Yokohama in this, which was in Yakuza 7. They give you a skateboard for traveling faster. So you're just skateboarding around areas now and doing like big jumps. There's a little skate park where you do QTs to do tricks. That's pretty solid. And then the side quests are pretty good. I did one where people said they found Arachnid Man.
I'm sorry, I'm losing it over here. The Castlevania collection lets you zoom in what is, objectively speaking, too much on this art.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's perfect. I hate the ones where you can't zoom in. I'll take this any day.
Oh, yes! I wasn't even all the way. I'm sorry. I have 65-inch Nathan Baldwin's face over here.
God
Nathan
damn
Graves' face. Sorry. That's why me and Bob started snickering. Continue.
Yeah, one of the small side cases, they're like, we need to find Arachnid Man because people keep posting about him on Chatter. That's Twitter. And then people finally found it. It's some dude hanging off a window, and it's like, I was just bird watching. And you're like, that seems weird. You don't even live here. Why did you go here? That type of bird isn't here. And they're like, activate your look mode, where you kind of look around things to try and examine parts of an area. And you look near his ass, and you're like, why is there woman's underwear hanging out in your back pocket? Oh no. And he's like, I wanted to be the new panty crusader, like the guy from the last game that you arrested. And then
who was a reference to the guy from Yakuza 4 who does that and falls, and it's a reference to the end of Cowboy Bebop and plays the same song.
Yep, that's what they do. You beat this dude up, he gets arrested, and Yagami literally tells him, you are nowhere near as competent as the other guy. Who at the very least was talking about how strong he'd become because he had so many girls' underwear and wore a scientist outfit. You're just some guy.
He's just a dipshit copycat criminal.
Yes. Also, I found a random Shiba dog that is now my detective partner. It goes around randomly and solves crimes. I'm a big fan of this dog. You can just summon it whenever. But yeah, Lost Judgment's been good. I'm a little over halfway through it. The story has way more going on than the previous one in terms of, wow, this sure is very, very complicated. in terms of how many layers are in this.
That's sure how Yakuza games are.
This time they didn't go with the, this is something that is personally connected to our main cast. And this time this is a new case about some, it's him solving a brand new case with different characters. And it is hilarious the places that this thing specifically goes where you can't predict some of this. I did lose it because you meet a new rival style character, and the first thing he does before fighting you is he starts vaping.
Oh my!
I was like, what the hell is he pulling out? I'm like, is that a fucking vape pen? God. And I was like, I am not ready for this shit at all. Between them doing vape pen, talking about deep fakes, and then making a reference like, yeah, deep fakes are getting pretty good. People made videos of the US president a while back. And I'm like, excuse me? Game? Stop that.
You stop that right now.
Don't reference something Dan made me watch.
Yeah, because this is like current times. They're like, it's December in 2021 at the time of this game.
Oh, so it's in the future.
Yakuza games are always basically within like 2 months of when they release chronologically.
Yeah. I
just imagine you punch the guy in his vape pen on accident and his pants are sticky for all the rest of the game.
Yeah. Playing this is really weird because they get to have multiple conversations where I'm like, I have not played the later Yakuza games, like 6 onwards. So them keep saying like, yeah, things are weird when there's no Yakuza anymore. And I'm like, what? Oh.
Huh.
I guess they're like, yeah, the Tojo clan's gone. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. So this game has that going on in the background too. And the stuff they do with that is interesting and kind of funny. But yeah, this is really, really solid. I don't know if the story is going to be as good as the last one. I'll have to see how some of the climax stuff, but it definitely is way more interesting in some of the places that it's going with it, in that the inciting incident is an unpredictably insane thing. But yeah, that's Lost Judgment. I'm trying to think if I played anything else. I tried to play Ken. I got in that title screen and went, there's too much going on.
The thing about that title screen, it looks amazing. You don't have to see it for more than half a second.
Yes, I know.
Man, the future's fucking weird. What was it? I booted some game. I don't remember what, Bob. I think it may have been on the Symphony of the Night collection or something.
Yeah.
But it had a loading icon in the lower right. I'm like, wow, that looks great. I'll miss you.
Oh, I was there for that. What was it?
I don't remember, but Jesus Christ. It was a real moment of just like, yeah, we aren't getting these nearly as much anymore.
Kenna's actually got a really cool loading screen too, but you only see it for a few seconds.
That's great.
It is great.
There's too many things coming out or decide to come out today that I'm like, I'll have plenty of things to turn in next week too.
I know, right?
I'm thinking about it because I'm going to play that Halo Infinite thing. I need to set aside time for at least one slot because I got in.
Yeah. No, I need to see that too. And Bob got in too.
Yes.
Bob, did you tell them about your PC or did you just go, I have an Xbox One X?
I don't remember. I signed up like 3 months ago.
I guess it doesn't matter. I bet you could download it on the Series X.
Probably.
And I bet since I have a spare Series X that we bought to replace the one I'm going to smash with a hammer in what is now apparently the garage because we're giving up on the weather.
Yeah, it's been,
Dan, we're going into fall. It's supposedly going to not be raining every day anymore. That's what they tell me.
it is fall. It's been fall for like 2 days.
Hazy, shut up.
I'm sorry.
Dude, the first day of fall, we opened the door and Tosh was like, ooh. And I'm like, what? And she's like, it's cold. And I'm like, I know. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, we actually got a cold front this morning.
It was fucking good.
Yeah.
It felt pretty all right. Yeah, when you go on the Halo site, they're like, okay, would you want PC or do you want Xbox? And I just only picked Xbox. I'm like, you're not getting me. You're not getting me to use Windows.
You're like, no.
No.
Not yet.
Not ever, actually.
Not actually. Yeah, that's fair.
Not ever, actually. But yeah, the download should be up. So I'm going to get that after the podcast so I can be ready at the designated chunks of time where they are going to have that up.
Oh, is it one of those things where it's not the whole weekend, it's just certain hours?
Yeah, it's like 2 chunks a day for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but this is going to have the stuff like Big Team Battle and
yeah, this is the most people want to play. Good.
Yeah, they're doing all the PvP stuff for these. And they're also doing one a weekend after this. I think we're just in both.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to get that privilege.
Yes. So I want to take a bite out of that and all the other games that came out. But I'm done. Those are my 2 games that I burned through.
Quick note before we move to feel, the art gallery on this thing looks incredible. Get the Castlevania Advance Collection. Holy shit. This shit's in 4K over here. It looks nuts.
I'm doing that thing where I walk around the television again to look at it.
Yeah, look at this shit. It's so fucking like there's so much zoom.
Look at his titties.
This is great. I did not expect this. I did not expect this quality.
Man.
Hot damn.
They should do that Capcom thing they did for the Mega Man ones of showing like merchandise.
Yes. Oh man, just having all this character art in this quality is absolutely nuts. Also, it helps that every Castlevania protagonist fucks.
Especially Dimitri from Dawn of Sorrow.
I said protag.
Yes.
We're not going to include.
Yes.
I mean, Dimitri fucks. No, Dimitri doesn't fuck. I'm sorry. Hey, Phil.
Yeah.
What you been playing?
I beat Tales of Arise.
Whoa!
Wow. God, I forgot.
It's pretty good.
I forgot that was in the middle of all the rest of the shit. There's so much help.
Yeah, don't worry. That only came out, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It has rough spots, but I've heard like very credible rumors that development was kind of a disaster because 1, COVID.
Right.
And 2, it was like, it must ship in 2021. It's an anniversary year. You have to ship. So there's cracks, but overall, I think this is a really good foundation for like the next generation of Tales of games.
Yeah.
I do think it's funny that KZ multiple times compared it to Dark Souls, and then later in the game, there's a mini boss you fight 45 times that is just the Asylum Demon from Dark Souls 1. They look exactly the same, have the exact same weapon, and have all the exact same moves.
It just kind of felt like when you fight that first dude, when you fight that ball sack guy at the start of the game, and I'm like, his axe is going to kill me in 2 hits. Or 1 sometimes. So I was like, uh-oh.
I also went into the bonus dungeon a little bit because I'm not high enough level to actually do it, and I don't think I'll go back to it. But I think that the bonus dungeon is all in combat.
Huh.
Like you go into it and your party members appear and you have battle controls.
Weird.
That's
And I wonder if that might not be what they originally intended the game to be, and it's like they couldn't make that work out, so they made it this constructed especially for it area.
Yeah, that seems so weird. My brain can't even like parse it 100%.
Yeah, it was weird when I just stepped into it. Overall, though, really great. I definitely wish I definitely hope they polish up the combat, because I definitely think enemies should flinch a little bit more, because sometimes they just go no. They don't have to flinch all the time, but you should. If you're not going to make them flinch or just make them randomly become immune to flinching, I should be able to dodge out of any animation.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
like either have them flinch, and I can't dodge out of my arts, like because you can dodge out of your normal attack, you can't dodge out of your special moves. So either let me dodge out of my special moves or make them flinch a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like any action RPG should put in as much canceling as possible.
It's also really funny to see things that were obviously supposed to be more developed and then just got cut for time or whatever. Like halfway through every boss fight, you have to hit the button that lets you do the instant kill attack for normal enemies. So Arise has a mechanic that was in Tales of Vesperia, but in Vesperia it's fucking stupid and didn't work. And in Arise it sort of works, which is the ability to do an instant kill move on an enemy. In Vesperia there was all these fucking complicated fucking mechanics to it. In Arise it's like a stun gauge. If you max out their stun meter, you can tap one of the D-pad buttons and do a combo attack with a party member that's big and cinematic and looks flashy and instantly kills them. Halfway through every boss, you just have to do it. You just have to hit the button to go to the next phase. It doesn't do any damage to them. You just have to do it.
Yeah, I thought it was weird that didn't seem to do any damage.
I assume that at least for the story mode bosses, that there was supposed to be some kind of animation, because some fights have that. Some fights have an animation at that stage instead of just the instant kill thing, but it's only like 2, and I imagine it was probably closer to like most of them originally. All in all though, I liked it a lot. I really like the party members you get later. I think the English voice actors got cucked hard on the credits because they have this big fancy cinematic credit sequence that does not list the American voice actors at all. It's like storybook type framing, picture of the character, Japanese voice actor, Japanese motion capture actor. And I'm like, come on, guys. you had room.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of recent games that have done a good job of like listing just both of them. Like Neo: The World Ends With You just shows the character with both voice actors like listed next to each other. It's like, it's not hard.
All in all though, I really liked it. I really wish whoever there thinks that all areas need to be surrounded by giant cliff walls needs to stop.
Yeah,
because it's been that way. It's been that way for more than a decade now, and like it makes me feel like I'm going through a series of cardboard boxes a little bit.
Yeah, it is weird because it does make the world feel like, okay, but how do you like live? How are there more than like 12 people in these towns?
Also, although that goes into another thing, this is an RPG boomer take, but please put your vendors in separate buildings. Like, I'm sorry, but when the inn is also the item shop, weapon shop, and accessory shop.
I guess
sure some people
it's efficient, but yeah, I can see wanting those to be separate.
but it destroys the illusion of this being a world and not a video game.
Yes.
Sometimes vendors share buildings.
What about every time?
It's weird. With Pokemon, I get it. When they finally like folded the Pokemon Center and the Pokemon together, I'm like,
because the Pokemon was always just an identical looking building.
And I could believe it in that world that they would just always do that. But this fantasy world where it's like this other people are enslaving you, but every town has fucking an inn with all the stuff in the same building.
That makes sense because Pokemon, it's a pretend world with free healthcare. So, like, of course, they could maybe integrate some sort of shop into the hospital.
God,
the amount of fan comics I have seen about free healthcare Pokemon is more than 10, and that really hurt.
Yeah. Going back to Dark Souls for a bit, there's one town that just looks like an area in Dark Souls 3, and it'll be very funny when KZ or Bob, or when KZ gets there, because Bob didn't play it. When KZ gets there and goes,
3.
Yeah,
Bob played 3. He's not
you
me.
did?
I'm the one who doesn't play Dark Souls. Bob has played Dark Souls.
there is one town in Tales of Arise that looks almost identical to an area in Dark Souls 3, to the point I was spinning my camera around like, is this supposed to be look this much like this? Is it supposed to?
I was so afraid you were going to say it's Anne Orlando.
No, fuck. God.
It's like, no, Code Vein got that.
I don't have anything else really to say about Tales of Arise. Bob and KZ, you have to beat that so we can talk about the things that happened in the last 5 hours of that game during Game of the Year.
I'm excited. I want to beat it. I found something that's going to definitely drive me to play it more.
Neo 2 don't have shit on this game.
It can't be that dumb, I say. In jest.
Oh, wait, dumber than Neo 2?
I mean,
yeah.
at least you didn't play Scarlet Nexus, so you don't have that comparison of that level of dumb.
Dude,
I'm
I
not
always
sure-
think it's one of the last cutscenes in that where they talk about the consequences for one character, and I go, "This is the dumbest shit ever."
I'm not sure if it's like dumb as much as it is. Wow, you sure intended this to be longer than the last 5 hours of this game, and something had to change, huh? You definitely. It's like it's very reminiscent of the okay, you're in the last world of Kingdom Hearts, time for the whole story.
I see. This is funny because it just makes me think of the Pokemon Sword and Shield thing, where it's like, yeah, in the 10 seconds since that guy left the tunnel, all of these world events happen.
Yeah, I'm worried that it's going to be like, okay, the whole game is structured around these 5 lords. You beat the 3rd one, it's like the other 2 are dead.
The fourth lord ate the 5th.
This is feel. All this makes me think is Final Fantasy 15 when they're like, here's this big cool thing. I'm like, oh, I'm interested. There are 40 minutes left in this game.
It's not that bad, but it's definitely the feeling of like we had to cut some shit and we had to shove a rocket up this plot's ass. It has to go.
Zip zoom straight to the credits.
Also, at 6 p.m. last Friday, Deltarune Chapter 2 released. I sat and played it and did not stop until I was at the end of Chapter 2 of Deltarune, which was at roughly 11 p.m.
Smart.
I'm putting on my clown nose and saying, unless something drastically changes, that'll probably be my game of the year.
Cool.
It's so much a big upgrade from even Chapter 1, which was already like the Super Nintendo version of Undertale, to the point where I'm like, you better be developing those other parts at the same time, because it's going to be weird to play a 7-chapter game. And we know it's 7 chapters now because you load it now and it lets you select from the list of 7. And the other 5 are just empty.
Jesus Christ.
But it would be weird to play those and be like, each one of these is like a generational upgrade in mechanics and presentation.
It'd also be weird if it took 14 years to come out.
Yeah, I assume that the next parts will come much faster because part of what took it so long this time is Toby Fox admitted this, where he's like, yeah, I made Deltarune Chapter 1 entirely by myself almost in Game Engine. And for Deltarune Chapter 2, we have to migrate everything over to not Game Engine.
You mean Game Maker?
Oh yeah, Game Maker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I could see why you would want to get the fuck off that.
Yeah, now. Now he's stepping up an actual team.
Cool.
And plus now, like almost every so many artists I follow are not like, yeah, I worked on this.
Man, that's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I did sprite work on this. Yeah, I did a character design for this. Here's concept art for this thing in the game. Deltarune Chapter 2 might be the funniest game ever made. It's deeply astounding how many things are just hysterical, and then they call back to it like 2 hours later, and that's even more hysterical. Toby Fox has outdone Platinum in a way that's that I can't say without spoiling something in Deltarune Chapter 2. So you will get to a point where you're like, oh, this is like this thing that Platinum has done before, except not bad.
You see, you're moving trucks around in a grid.
Ooh.
Uh-huh. That sounds pretty cool.
It's some real king shit when he went, yeah, the pandemic happened, so I'm just making it free.
Yeah, it's been a hard year. Everybody's had a tough time, so the Chapter 2's free. I was going to charge for it, but I decided not to. And I'm like, yeah, you have like $150 million. Like, Undertale sold like 15 million copies on Steam, and you published it yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. He did say they were going to try and put Chapters 3 through 5 out in one clump.
Yeah, he said they would be clumps, and then I assume 6 and 7 will also be a clump.
Cool. That sounds great. It's nice to have one of these indie darling stories where the person becomes enormously rich and not the bad guy,
Right?
and does not like horror movie morph into Notch.
It isn't exclusively the Burnside of Two-Face.
Yes.
Notch's other name, One Face.
Just the idea of when he went to Japan and got to meet like Nintendo people, and then one of the Pokemon staff said, "We love you. Please make us a song."
And then he made them a remix of his Homestuck Impreg song.
Waste not, want not.
The music in this is all really good also.
Of course, I wouldn't expect anything else.
It's Toby Fox does this thing that's fucking brilliant, where he'll be like, I'm going to pick a sound font for this song from a game. And the sound font will, if you cannot tell what sound font it is, it will also tell you something about the character. Like, there is a character in this, and I'm not gonna spoil, I'm just gonna give you a really vague description. They're basically Vegeta. And their theme song kicks in, and it's made with the Mega Man 2 sound font. Or maybe it's like Mega Man 7 or X, because most of the stuff in this is Super Nintendo, but you can tell immediately it's a Mega Man song. And there's a lot of stuff like that, like, oh, this is just Super Mario RPG, this whole section of the game. Based. And sometimes he just does that thing where it's like, I'm just going to sample this weird sound clip that nobody can source, and now it will be part of internet culture for all time. People will just quote it forever, and nobody will know why.
Yeah, didn't he sample something from a SpongeBob episode?
Well, Sans is a Patrick voice line that he separated one syllable out of and just looped when Sans talked.
That's fucking Jesus Christ.
But this one's in a song and it's a whole sentence.
God.
But yeah, I can't recommend that enough. Deltarune is weird because it's a sequel to Undertale, but also it's more so a sequel to Undertale as a phenomenon than Undertale as a game, because it is much more about like the people who played Undertale than Undertale itself. I still think you should probably play Undertale before playing Deltarune because it gives you additional context for these characters. It is not a direct sequel. It is.
Yeah.
I can't really, I have trouble thinking of something to compare it to. Think of it like Gundam almost. Where like Gundam Wing is like a weird crackhead version of a Universal Century Gundam. Imagine if Gundam Wing was literally cast with the characters from Gundam 79. but all the writing in Wing is exactly the same, and they're unrelated.
God.
But yeah, I can't recommend it enough. I have a lot of thoughts on it, which I can't talk about, and I have to speak in tongues about on Twitter.
Yep.
Just write pages and pages of Cthulhu dialect because I'm using Rot 13. Yeah, that's it. Play it. It's free. You should play Undertale first. If you play if you play all of them together, it might take 12 hours.
Yeah.
Probably closer to 14.
Yeah, now it's easier to play Deltarune Chapter 2 because it's now on Switch and PS4.
Yep.
Yep, which happened the day we're recording this, and now I can delete it from our document.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what everyone's been playing, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Much shorter list than next week.
Yep.
Podlords.
Podlords.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
He fell down a well. I'm not sure if anyone heard. Casey just fell down a well.
My bones. Ow, ow, ow.
Yes, that's right. The Podlords. Podlords that'll hopefully go smoothly, but I think Firefox has fucked me. We'll find out. Such as E. Lee Broyles, Corey Brown, Neo Brazil, Muito Real, Red Blaze 27, A Cruel Angel's Juice of Frost, Suzu Shiro, Emperor Zero. Shiba Gato doesn't have a good bit for this week, so have JC Cooper again. Yeah, Firefox totally fucked me on this. Here we fucking go.
Oh my god.
It's fine. I just have to play it like it's a board game where I'm trying to put all the parts in the right order. Anyways, Feel on his way to Carmelita's house now that she is the girlfriend and or wife of a cop.
Oh god, do they introduce like a love interest for her, like a love rival in 3?
I don't know. That didn't happen in 3. Maybe it happens in season 9?
Whatever, she can get it either way.
You pronounce it like the radioactive gas, Radon, but with an H instead, like Rado.
Man, you got it, Dan.
Finally, we're getting to the bottom of how this podlord's name is said. 101 Shades of Wonderful Remastered. Gary's gonna put these podlords on ice.
Oh, no!
His face doesn't fit there.
dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
WTF Spider-Man. King of all mascots.
Yeah!
Modern Mage. Hey, it's a me, Mario. DFW 3K. You didn't trick me with that, Lappy. I knew it wasn't Astral Chain 2. I'm not owned.
What, that thing had 4 fake outs in it.
It was so good. Shiny Mew when Invincible Rainbow Arrow Grand Finale comes on at the club.
Boogie down.
Kristen. The Tonberry's just standing there menacingly. Santi Kunai. Travis Touchdown versus new Raido Kuzunoha Switch Edition.
That'd be sicko mode if just instead of Dante in the next SMT, it's Travis Touchdown as a guest
so
character.
fucking good. Shibagami Tensei 5 fucking Travis shows up.
It's already rated M. They could do it.
Yeah, I know, right? And they could even say what game he's from.
No, Super Smash Brothers cross Travis.
I really want that, and I want you to be able to put Travis in your SMT party, and all of his moves are strawberry.
He of course has the move to charge his saber.
Oh yeah, that's just gonna be a heat riser. It raises every stat.
Hell yeah. Adam here, and I want you to look at these cool ducks. Fuck yeah, ducks are awesome. Let the ducks soothe your soul.
Thank you, Ducks.
Yeah, I really like that one video of Mr. Duckworth, a duck that's falling asleep during his science exam or whatever. It's real good.
It is really good.
Long night, Mr. Duckworth.
You failed.
Kyle Bjork. Zilter. It's always sunny in the Mushroom Kingdom. Iron Aggro.
I feel like I'm asleep, and like none of that happened.
Blig de blue, schligged his poo. Just a cactuar here to say hola. Monster Hunter, rising and riding.
Sunbreak.
Here's a joke for you, bats. A Gungan as written by David Cage.
God damn it.
Batman. Blizzards are cold like Bobby Kotick. And then hyphen. It's me, Boy Blunder. He's talking about me, Cliffy B.
Of course Cliffy B would ruin a bit.
I paid my employees after all. Just kidding. And he scampers away into a rat hole.
Like a Hanna-Barbera run noises.
Slide whistle. Time to bicycle 300 miles through the mountains, desert, and forests. I chose this suffering. Wow, that's a lot. Good luck. Paul Penis has been trapped within my keyboard's OLED screen.
No!
Cooper Tank. Dan and Bob, you'll get caught up in the...
That.
Does somebody have a... Crossfire!
Wow.
Does somebody have a 3D model of that, or is that just a Photoshop? Okay, it's edited out of the commercial, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the me shit just gets me every time. Microsoft be like, what? We were working on a Wolverine game too.
I love the Game Pass logo.
I love the rare logo.
Oh, no.
Because now I'm just imagining that man going, goo, 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 goo.
He's like,
No, it's go, 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 go.
Bub.
Oh, yeah.
Bob, 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 Bob.
Yeah, that's what it would be.
Zasterder. It's a me, Chris. I don't have a bit. Have a Geese Howard. Indigo Sykes. Alatos Diogenes will be moving to Texas and has to relinquish their podlord status for now.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Moving sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good,
it does.
Good luck. I just got out of there.
Oh, God. This is where I slammed my penis in the car door, Parappa.
This is my favorite podlord of all time.
BN12. Evil Lucario. More excited about the Sega Saturn I bought this week than my new Xbox Series X.
Fair.
That is fair. The buying a Saturn was really great. A raccoon that... I don't have a joke this time. I really just wanted to post this sly face.
What the fuck is he
What a
doing?
shame. What a shame.
What a shame. Rip.
What an awful way to die.
What an awful way to die. My grandmother once said, enjoyers of Kiva deserve endless suffering, for they are the Satan's chariot.
I don't think they said that.
They're just like me, for real.
I've seen 8 people I follow all with the same icon saying that. I fucking hate everything.
Aspiring Bamani ambassador Shinji16 wants to remind you that you matter, you are valid, and you deserve to be happy. You slammed your penis in the car door.
God damn it.
They're so far away too, which
I know.
really
It's
makes
really
it.
good.
Just pick up this knife and I'm like, okay, I'm putting this down here. Maria Kondazovna Eve. Cliffy made Facing Worlds a showcase for snipers. Solve Riddle 4 or get eaten by vipers. His many belts zip together joy in sorrow. Nolan be damned. Give this director a brava.
I love the snake so much. you know, now that we've seen Batman Forever, really strengthened this.
Yeah, when we found out, the Riddles Riddler didn't really do anything in the story.
Yeah, they're all really bad, and unlike the video game, did not turn to Big Riddle.
Yeah, tragic. Wife.
Someone asked.
Thank you, Podlord. Also a monkey.
Yes, I was about to say someone on Twitter's like, she's gonna get naked in this, right? And Camille quotes him saying, "Don't underestimate me."
And Virvarb. Thank you very much to our podlords.
Thank you, Paul Lord.
Thank you, Podlord.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of all you Podlords for there not being a single Deltarune Chapter 2 spoiler in these Podlords.
I don't know. That one podlord said they were a character.
Yeah, but that's in the first. They're also in the first chapter. They're the protagonists.
Oh, okay. Well, that's true. Good job, podlord.
And if you would like to become a Podlord and do a good job, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to many benefits, such as early access to Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool, our 2 anime review podcasts, Cursed Content Club commentary tracks, where you get to hear us watch What Horrible Thing. The next one that comes out, do not listen to the commentary track or watch the movie. You'll know why when it comes out.
Yeah.
A Patreon exclusive show every month that you get to vote on what good or bad thing we watch, and extended armchair dev pitches and gamer premonitions for when the cruel format of those shows prevent us from actually telling all the things we wrote down. That's patreon.com/gbpodcast. I have a PSA right now that we're doing right now.
Okay.
All 3 Atelier trilogy collections are on sale on PSN and Switch. They are down from the normally unreasonable $90 to a much more reasonable $65, and they go on sale less than once a year. They didn't go on sale at all in 2020.
Okay, so what is this collection comprised of?
There are 3 collections of 3 games each. They are $65 each.
Holy shit.
You can you get the 3 games that come in a set, and there's 3 sets, and the sets aren't related to each other, so you can buy any one you want. I would recommend people start with the Arland ones, which was what it's called.
Okay.
Ooh, banana.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Jack Black. I'm sorry. Sorry. Wait, what is his name?
Seth Rogen.
Thank you,
Yeah, that was Seth Rogen.
Yeah, Seth Rogen.
I mean, to be fair, Seth Rogen says, ooh, banana, thank you. Bravo. ooh, banana. Like, that would kill me.
I already saw Cybershell tweeting this is Donkey Kong in that movie, and it's just the laugh.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
6,000 retweets in 2 hours.
He knows how to get shit done.
Yeah. You know, the slammed penis of the car door thing's killing me because I actually found the original song that the driver's ed song in Parappa is ripping off of. So I'm just like, is this what they wanted? Did you ask for their consent? Yeah, anyways, I had some news in here about the Castlevania Advance Collection. We're not going to worry about
Oh, yeah, fuck that shit.
Oh, well.
Yeah, oh, well.
What other news do you have?
Nope, that's it.
Oh, okay.
I was going to write in the fucking shit from the Nintendo Direct, but then Field did it, so that was cool. I'm going to delete that. Why is Dracula X in that collection? We'll never know.
I can run down mine real quick. We don't have a whole lot.
Bob could run down his even quicker.
That's
Hey, Bob.
true. I have one
That's
thing.
true.
Go.
Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is getting a game called Sakuretsu Chorongon Breath. This is a flying shooter made by the developers of Raiden.
Ooh.
Oh.
Raiden.
Okay.
However you say that one.
The classic shmup franchise.
Yes.
Yeah, Raiden is the classic shmup franchise. Raiden is the guy that gets everybody killed.
Yes. So that's cool. I like this anime a lot.
Raiden is the Florida businessman turned god.
Yes. Oh no.
I must consult the elder gods on whether or not you need to get vaccinated.
No, actually.
They said it's a matter of opinion.
Kung Lao's like all happy and celebrating and just starts coughing suddenly.
No!
All right.
But you can play as the different dragon girls in this, they've said. There'll be multiple. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
Is Dragon Maid popular?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very.
I've seen it around.
The season 2
Insanely.
just started, just ended rather, this last season. That has kind of a tragic story of the guy who directed the first season died in that fire that happened to Kyoto Animation.
Oh.
So for the second season, they brought in a director who is another huge director from Kyoto Productions that did Nichijou, Clannad, and a ton of other stuff. So it's really good. He pays tribute to the first guy's work a lot. It's
that's
great.
good. I'm glad that they could keep going on.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So you said that was coming out spring 2022?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. Writing games are pretty fucking dope. Have you played the writing games, Bob?
I played a little bit of them. I bought the 5 because I put it on PS4, and I haven't played much of it, but I booted it up. And I think I played it back in the arcade.
Yeah.
They had one at the coffee shop Pipe, as we call it.
The what?
Coffee Shapipe. SHOPPE. Shapipe.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. They had a coffee Shapipe. They also had a Raiden 3 at the military bowling alley.
Oh.
It was like one of the few arcade machines they had there, and I was like, oh, yo, this game's dope. And then I rented it on my PS1. But yeah, I really like the Raiden series. Okay, Feel.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah!
Well, Actiblizzard touching base on Actiblizzard. The SEC is investigating Activision Blizzard. They've subpoenaed all the senior executives, which is huge because normally they don't bother doing that.
Yeah.
Being subpoenaed means they have to come into court and give testimony.
Yep. You don't see that
Which,
all the time. No.
Yeah, typically
Yeah,
these
when was the
people
last-
have so much money they can't be.
Blizzard's chief legal officer left the company last week. They had only been there for 3 years, so it's not like they were deeply entrenched in this shit. But basically, the moment the SNC got involved, they're like, bye.
Yep.
I just like you writing, they are insanely fucked. It's over.
The executive producer of Overwatch 1 and 2 and the vice president of Blizzard, Chaco Sani, I spelled it wrong in the document. It's actually,
Okay, Sonny,
they've
yeah.
left the company to take a break outside of prison.
I think the entire company wants to take a break from being set on fire, but no, it will not stop.
Look, he was in charge of Overwatch 2, and just it's so stressful. Definitely need to leave. Has nothing to do with being the vice president of Blizzard.
Uh-huh.
Just real tired, real sleepy.
Just take his little break outside the U.S.
I feel yes.
Checking his offshore bank accounts.
Just a few months or years until certain statutes of limitations expire, and then they can come back.
Am I the only person who thinks our Actiblizzard segment should start with the Silent Hill siren?
Feels that way.
It just won't go away, and it's always so nightmarish.
Yeah, I just think of the Breaking Bad intro.
You know that face that I see Vox posting once in a while, where it's like a Common Writer guy or something,
Yes.
just looking distressed.
Yes.
That's how I always look at these sections.
Yep.
That's good. Oh.
Our awards are going to be really weird when we give these guys like an auto win for like the worst company of the year, and then we have to pick someone else.
Yeah.
And then we still pick them.
Oh, no, they won twice.
What else could we do? Look at this.
Yeah, I know.
This has been the biggest clown show mess we've seen ever.
Elon Musk stabbed a human being live on camera and gutted them like a fish, but, still activists should get it together.
Yeah, I thought we peaked with the Hong Kong Blitzchung thing that Blizzard did, and then it turns out that was baby shit.
Baby shit.
I saw somebody framing things as, remember when Overwatch 2 was announced to distract from the Blitzchung thing, and now this guy's leaving because of this nightmare? And I'm like, yeah, this is like falling downhill for years straight. That's what this feels like right now.
They don't have any more flare guns to fire to try and distract people. They're out. They're completely out.
Somebody furiously typing into Google, can a person be double gay?
Oh, can we announce Overwatch 3 and Diablo 5?
Okay, I think something funny about how doomed this shit is.
Yeah.
Clearly, there's some celebrations because like Crash Bandicoots reached a certain age. They did that thing where they sent games media a Crash-related item, which they always did like 2 days before they announced a game. This shit's so bad, they didn't announce a game. They just
it was just a distraction.
Wow.
They clearly
How
just
could they-
like pivoted away from it and just went, okay, this won't work. Let's just hold it.
How could they announce something? They gutted the studio that made the last thing.
Yeah, but the rumors about what this other game is.
It's a battle royale.
Yeah, it's like Wumpa League or some shit.
Yeah, Wumpa League.
Oh, fuck.
So
Fucking move. Let's move. Let's escape.
Okay, sure.
Chorus, parentheses, Chorves, launches December 3rd on Xbox platforms, PlayStation platforms, and Stadia, and PC.
All I can think
this is a
about
game-
when we read the name as Chorves is Aggro listening to this, and he's like, no!
Chorves.
No, I don't
They made the logo. They made the logo aggro. I'm sorry.
Chorves.
This isn't gaming news, but it's funny, so I put it in here. The EU is about to cuck the shit out of Apple.
Good.
Saw this.
They're about to say USB Type-C is now the standard charging input for all devices.
To clarify to people who maybe aren't tech literate, iPhones come with a proprietary Apple cable called Lightning that itself is just USB 2.0. So it's an absolutely ancient, connection. This is going to make it so they have to be compatible with everything. Other people's charging cables, other people's chargers. They might try to sidestep it, though. Phil, go ahead.
Yeah, they might try and sidestep it by releasing an iPhone that doesn't have a charging port, but their wireless sync and wireless charging methods are not good. They charge really slowly and are inconsistent, and it's like hard to make it sync. So I don't think they're good. I think they will take this L rather than because Apple's whole thing is you live in our slave camp, but everything works. So I don't think they're going to throw that out. I think they're going to take this small scale L.
I mean, they already put it on, like, my iPad has it.
Yeah, all of the current iPads now have fucking USB Type-C.
Can we put that shit on the box?
I thought this year's phone was going to have the USB Type-C. I really did. But then it didn't. I was like, they actually could have had my money. They actually could have tricked me into buying their expensive ass phone. Because the iPhone 13 Pro is the one with the 120 hertz variable refresh rate. And I'm like, oh shit, I've been waiting years for that to come to a phone.
I thought you were going to say to your PS5.
So I've been waiting
too.
a year and a half for that to come to my PS5. Technically, my PS5 has been around for less than a year. So I've been waiting less than a year. But still, Jesus Christ.
Still,
Next year, they better have fucking USB Type-C.
it's coming.
Or disappearing entirely. One of these two.
Token Ranbu Warriors is coming out in Japan, and there's no English release announced yet. February 17th, 2022. The only platforms announced right now are PC and Switch, which makes sense because it's the spin-off of a gacha game that's about hot boys.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? It's a spin-off of a gacha game about hot boys. Okay.
But here's the Dynasty Warriors, guys. This is real.
Yes, this is real. This is Token Ranbu Warriors Muso.
Oh, okay. So it's Hot Boy Muso.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this changes everything.
It's also the last time we mentioned it when it was announced is like this was the most requested one.
Ah, yes, that one.
Like this is the and finally, Perfect Dark, the quadruple A game that has been in development for 5 years, has announced a partnership with Crystal Dynamics, presumably so they can save this project.
This is so sad.
Of all the directions I expected this to go, I didn't expect it to parallel Crackdown 3.
Yeah.
Did anyone else expect that?
Happen.
Yeah, no.
Oh fuck.
That seems weird.
No, I just expected it to come out in 2025 and be bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a way I could have seen it going, but I didn't expect eventually 5 years in or whatever, they just go, hey.
Yeah, this is the first time they also confirmed it's an FPS.
I'm also just like, man, they losing creative directors when the day after you announce a game is always a bad sign. And I like to believe that it won't actually be a huge problem, but then we see this.
They had more than one person leave too, so
No.
something's wrong over at the initiative, and now they're trying to do what they always do.
I just have to assume there's some dickhead at Microsoft in the Xbox division who's not Phil Spencer but is like one step below them, who just meddles.
I mean,
all day, every day.
Yeah, it's not hard for me to imagine someone like the person they put over the Halo franchise is over at the initiative being equally shitty Microsoft exec from a million years ago.
Yeah.
All this did was give me the worry that, yes, Square will probably sell some of their Western studios to Xbox.
I know, right? It's
Depends
also
on how that Guardians of the Galaxy game does.
It's also the weirdest thing about this. They got the people who made Gex and Tomb Raider.
And Avengers.
But not the people who made Deus Ex to make their future sci-fi RPG.
Yeah, I was like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, the Crystal Dynamics is like close to them in proximity. Surely they're the same thing.
Yes.
So
well, I mean, they had the franchise was the Tough Woman, so obviously, they know what they're doing.
Oh my fucking god! I didn't connect that dot at all.
Joanna Dark falls 800 stories onto a bed of broken glass. That's the opener of the game.
Oh man,
we got to get out. This is.
You know what can save all
Casey,
this?
Talk about someone who's very good about women.
Well, real quick. Real quick. The one thing that can save all of this, if they get a voice actor for Joanna, that's as good as JC Denton's.
What a bad
Not
way
sure
to
that's
die.
possible.
Oh, it is absolutely possible. Anyways, hey KZ, you have news and feel led into it, and oh man, what a nightmare intro. Go ahead and read it anyway.
Okay, we have two things related to this man and his company. The first one was apparently someone who knew about the development on Quantic Dream's game Detroit Become Human was that there was originally a fourth android main character in that's description was just whore android.
And you have a scene in the android whorehouse with like a very distinct android that must have been them.
You have to
We
wonder.
were robbed. We need the director's cut of Detroit Become Human that has this character reintroduced and refleshed out so it can be the funniest game ever made.
God.
Yeah, I can't believe Sony is like, we don't need to re-up our 3-game deal.
Yeah. Your hands are no longer tied, David. You own that game yourself now.
The same person who said that information about development also said that Sony, originally they were working on an open world game that was sci-fi. It wasn't working out on their engine at all.
Of course not. Look at it.
And then they were working on something else. They were working on Detroit. That fourth character was there, and they were like, we're going to cut the scope, and you're going to finish this goddamn game so we can end our contract.
Yeah, it checks out.
I mean, if you see what's written on those pages, you have to.
I know. You don't think of people like Sony accidentally making legal commitments that they want to go, uh-oh.
I mean, they got sued once over Cage. Like, I feel like people forgot that Elliot Page sued them because David Cage was very creepy. And we don't know the outcome of that lawsuit, but I assume Sony paid.
Yeah, because didn't like his naked model come out or something from Beyond?
Yep. It was they made a naked model that I didn't know anything about that wasn't required for the game because there's no nudity shots involving me, and then that model leaked.
Yeah,
so give me some money.
Yeah, so he handles women and many subjects really well. Rumors say Quantic Dream is making a Star Wars game. I'm putting this in here because the idea of it sounds hilarious. I saw someone say the word spaceism this week.
The part of this that makes that sound even crazier to me is that it isn't like a regular Quantic Dream game. It's something that has combat.
And apparently they've been like working on it for 16 months now.
Oh, okay, sure thing.
This is gonna be terrible.
Yeah, I know, but it might be the funniest game ever made.
If it comes out, because I can just see that team has no experience doing anything other than this visual novel shit.
Yeah, I really wonder if this is just
Telltale
going to
style shit.
Get canned by
like there's been
Disney just like this is not acceptable.
Yeah, there's been so many like Disney's had such mixed success with their video game projects, except for Insomniac, that I could see them just being no, not again. You're gone.
Yeah, that could
run out of the room crying now, David Cage.
Yeah, that could.
Here's your cue.
David, why is every character wearing Leia's slave outfit? That was really only from that one scene in that one movie. Don't worry about it.
I didn't write it into the news, but they announced a new version of the Disney movie video game pack that they did, like the Disney classics that had The Lion King and Aladdin Genesis in there. They're expanding it a bit to have the Jungle Book game that's like all versions of that. And the SNES version of Aladdin is finally being included, the Capcom one, the good one. So they're doing that, and there's like a paid upgrade if you have the original version. So it's, you can get those for DLC. So that's cool. I'm going to buy that now because the idea of getting more Super Nintendo games on a PlayStation 5 sounds hilarious. I still think it's funny that Super Star Wars is on there. It's just a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about that. And I forgot that for that version, they even have the Aladdin Genesis prototype they used at trade shows in there.
Oh.
Yeah, they're like, we have this. We'll just put it in there for you. So there's like an absurd amount of different versions of different stuff in there. So they announced that. I guess I'll pick around the other things that aren't the Nintendo Direct news. Let's see. Swery's new game, The Good Life. That's like that mystery game with the cats in it and like the dogs. It's coming out October 15th. Oh my God. October 15th. That month. Because everything's coming out in October. Neo The World Ends With You is launching on PC. That's through Epic. September 28th. I'm excited for every mod that they do for this game. They should mod Suzukichi to make him bigger. He's not big enough.
Clearly, you need a 10-foot fucking cardboard stand.
That'd be really funny. Just put him up here. He blocks out an entire set of windows. The funniest trailer, I think, of the week happened during the THQ Nordic 10th anniversary thing. They announced various things. I didn't give a shit, but I cared about this. SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake. A CG trailer. This is a brand new SpongeBob game. Same developer as Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. There's like a summary of like they're going across a bunch of different wishing worlds or something. The trailer is hilarious and ends on a guitar solo that lasts an additional 35 seconds and nothing happens.
It's really good. It was very funny. I'm like, okay, here's the end of this trailer. Then it just hangs there and SpongeBob frozen in midair is just like,
And I'm like, this is fucking great. I'm excited that we're getting like a new 3D platformer ass game.
Yeah. And I'm excited that we might get, Mr. Krabs' voice instead of the fake Mr. Krabs they use in the old game.
I think now that it's a new game, they can really nail it and get him in. Please God.
Then again, he might be too busy in John Wick 4. Did you know?
No.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, so about John Wick continues to be 10 plus.
I was losing it when he's like some brick shithouse alien in The Mandalorian for an episode.
Oh shit, that
Oh my
sounds
God.
great.
Yeah, he's like some
Yeah,
red
it's a callback
demon
to
alien.
That's like a callback to his first major role, the Kurgan.
I love Clancy Brown. We have that's everything except for the Nintendo Direct. We got
If you want, I can run through it.
No, I got it right here. It's no problem.
Okay.
First up, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak is happening mid-2022. This is going to launch simultaneously on both Switch and PC. This is their big expansion in the same way Monster Hunter World got Iceborne. Rise will get Sunbreak. So that's cool. I didn't get through all the way through Rise, but I was thoroughly enjoying it. I might just switch over to PC because I can play that at more than 30.
Right.
Yeah.
Because despite it being very stable on Switch the entire time, I feel like it'll just be a better experience because they also have those siege modes in that where a bunch of monsters come out at once and it kind of looks really, really fuzzy. It does some aggressive dynamic res to hold. So we got that. Next up, Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars is coming out October 29th. This is the Yoko Taro game, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he said it's like a tabletop game, but it's like a solo, is a single player game, the way he described it recently. And a demo is apparently out.
Okay.
So
Cool.
like a thud.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, people should
I think
try
it's
it out.
cool. I just haven't tried it and have no opinion on it from that trailer.
Yeah, the trailer didn't sell me on anything.
Mm.
And I'm already like repelled by it being card based, so
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mario Party Superstar showed the remainder of its boards. Says that it's going to have like 5 boards for the game. They showed off like Horrorland from 2 and Woody Woods from Mario Party 3. Still looks great. It's still online. They didn't like roll it back or something. They showed like some of those mini game modes that you can do. I'm still really excited for this. It will probably be in my top 5. I'm very excited. Disco Elysium: The Final Cut is coming to a Nintendo console on October 12th.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, there's not much to say. It was on, I think, like PS5 like 6 months ago.
It was on everything.
Yeah,
It was on everything.
Yeah, it went to consoles earlier, so that's good. They showed a trailer for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity's Expansion Pass Part 2 coming out October 29th, the same day as
A million other things.
Yeah.
same day as Mario Party.
Why not?
Yeah, sure.
The 2 scientists being playable is kind of neat.
Yeah. And it looked really funny when they were being playable. Chocobo GP, a Final Fantasy racing game that kind of, is more of a Mario Kart-like, is coming Switch exclusive early 2022. It's got Steiner and Gilgamesh in it.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I hope they have every single Final Fantasy 9 party member.
They have the Chocobo, so I'm covered.
I'm glad that it's just spells, because one of the things that I never liked about the Sonic racing games, like or Sega All Stars, is the items were so lame and impossible to care about because they were so generic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their items are like really bad. This, it's like it's spells and you can level them up if you get like the same one.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, because
And it looks like you get limit breaks that are unique to each character.
Yeah, they showed Gilgamesh just going wild with swords.
yeah, it was really good.
I'm trying to remember. There is a kart racer other than Mod Nation Racers where you level up an individual type. I think Crash Team Racing did that.
Diddy Kong Racing.
Diddy Kong. Okay, thank you.
All right, yeah.
I was like, there's some other really good kart racer that did that.
Yeah, Diddy Kong Racing.
Always a good system.
You get the rocket, then it becomes the homing one, then it's like
10.
You just have 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real good.
This is cool because it's nice to have. We're not getting Mario Kart 9 anytime soon.
Yeah.
And it's not hard to beat Sonic Team Racing.
Bob, what
Let's
are you
be
talking-
honest.
What are you, Bob,
It
what,
isn't.
What are you talking about? We're getting Mario Kart 9 at the end of next year with the Switch 2.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Oh well, it's still not hard to beat Sonic Team Racing.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm with you on that. It really was a step down from Transformed, and I'm pretty sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also did not think, like, on paper, its levels look really nice, and I like them more than Sega All-Stars, but
The team mechanic just really lets it down for me, and that's even removing that they don't use the range of the Sega as a company type of thing.
yeah.
Where
It's like,
they had a real opportunity to make a Kamurocho racing track, and they did not do that.
it's like, oh, congratulations, you integrated the great, compelling mechanics of Knuckles Chaotix into a racing game.
All right, well, next up, they revealed that the final Smash Fighter and the final Sakurai streaming and talking to you about Smash Brothers will be on October 5th, publicly executing the Nickelodeon game that does in fact launch the same day.
Fuck off. What?
Come on.
Oh my
I saw a
God.
tweet like that, and I went, "Oh my god, come on!"
Man.
And that means there's a non-zero chance it launches that night, so it just executes that game in the cradle.
Yes.
This is the most cruel thing Nintendo will ever do until they launch Breath of the Wild 2 on the same day as Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh no!
The last time I saw something this cruel was back when this company was looked a bit more fondly. Was Battleborn is launching today, and on the same day, Blizzard went, Overwatch beta's up, and then they just killed them dead.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was rough.
It's that meme of looking in the mirror while crying.
I like how I keep forgetting that this was announced because this direct was insane. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, a full 3D Kirby game for the very first time.
Yeah.
It's coming out in spring. It
Looks nice.
It looks crazy. The powers seem to have different stuff you're doing, like your spike ball lets you become a Katamari.
This is going to immediately be better than any 3D Sonic game, isn't it?
Yes, of course. God.
I hate to say it, but come on. Look at this. This looks like fun.
You know what? I'm going to put my foot down and I'll say Sonic Adventure 2 is going to be better than this.
We'll see.
Yeah, I was gonna say it will be at least the best thing since Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah. That's
probably
where my money's at.
Because this looks exciting, and they've been doing a lot of the same Kirby game, like across the 3DS, and then they did Star
Yeah,
Allies.
they basically made the exact same game like 5 times over the course of a decade.
Yeah.
See, the funny thing is when they weren't making the same game over and over, and then for the Wii, they were like, hey, return to Dreamland. And we're like, whoa, thank you. This is what they want. And they're like, good, you will get nothing but this. And Robobot, but mostly this.
Yeah.
Robobot is still that. It just has a gimmick.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's what I always figured.
Yeah, and I feel like the end of Star Allies had a moment where you go into straight up 3D mode for like the last boss.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah, when you're fighting that thing, 'cause there's like a cool like shooting segment or something with it. I played that at launch. I want to go back to it because they put up like 18 million updates to that game and added a bunch of optional stuff. But yeah, I'm super happy that they're doing this, and
Yes.
I'm sure it's going to be, you're going to fight some nightmare of the sins of man, and it's going to be sick as shit.
I mean, it's 2021 and we've never seen a 3D platformer Kirby game. And that's
Yeah.
really weird. So I'm so glad we're exploring that now.
Yeah, I was mentioning the other day of like, it seems crazy if Sony had more 3D platformers than Nintendo did.
Yeah, because of the PS2
Right.
boom. Yeah.
I'm losing my mind at the fact of because we know through sources about that Donkey Kong game that Nintendo EAD is doing is 2.5D. Kirby and Donkey Kong are tied for the same amount of 3D platformers.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Donkey Kong stopped after 64.
That's okay. After Bayonetta 3's done, Platinum's going to make the next Donkey Kong game. It's a 3D action game.
Sure. You know what? I would be interested in a 3D platformer that Platinum made.
Could be really good.
Yeah.
It's like Revengeance. You just have a run button to haul ass.
Ooh, banana.
Ooh, banana. And then he rips out the banana.
Oh my god.
Get off!
It's just as the banana goo goes everywhere because he's crushing it.
I think it was mid-October. We're getting an Animal Crossing Direct. They just did that's the second Direct they announced within this one. They're like, yeah, we have a lot of other stuff that's new to talk about in this one.
The cool detail they did announce here is that the content they're going to announce on that date is free. Like, this isn't an expansion you pay for.
Ah, okay, that's cool.
So that's a really cool. They're like, yeah, it's a free update. And I'm like, look at these guys.
Yeah.
They're like, our shoes are already made of gold. We're good.
They did a sizzle reel for various games like SMT5 and also showed Refactory 5 for the first time properly.
Yeah.
With a March 22nd release date.
That dude was holding tomatoes.
Nice.
Cool. We got some new content for Mario Golf Super Rush. It's already out. They have Koopa, which is like, okay, cool. He spins in his shell. More importantly, we got Ninja.
Ninja's great.
Ninja, so a couple of new courses. I'm excited. I need to get back into that because the one or two times I played online with friends, I'm like, this is a nightmare. This is very good.
Yeah, the multiplayer was fun.
Star Wars KOTOR, this is the original one, is coming to Switch. I assume it's also coming everywhere else because that's what happened with every other Aspire Star Wars thing. Because this is, once again, them just making a port.
No, they're like, hey, we're releasing KOTOR again. Do you guys want this? And PlayStation's like, no, we're getting that remake. And then they're like, okay, we'll talk to Xbox. Hey, Xbox, we're making KOTOR again. They're like, cool, can we get that remake? No.
And then they go, hello? Hello? Dying Light 2 Cloud Edition.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
And then the original version that's not Cloud. It's just it's just a port of the original one because I realized, man, how old is the old Dying Light? It was like 2014 or something.
Yeah, that shit's 7 years old.
Yeah. They've renamed Project Triangle Strategy to Triangle Strategy. It's out March 4th.
They're so good at naming things.
Yeah. They put out a post that's addressing all the things they got from the survey. A lot of them are things that I kind of forgot weren't in the demo, and I'm like, man, why was this not in the demo? Like when you attack someone and it tells you how much damage it'll do.
Yeah, it is weird how often these like them and Koei Tecmo with their surveys is like, you needed somebody to tell you this?
Yeah.
Yeah, their demos come off as the demo is coming in hot, so things they already know they're going to put in are not there, but they'll allow you to talk about them. Like they outline some of the changes in the direct, but they're actually a bunch.
It's like convincing a toddler they helped.
Yes.
I still think people need to submit names for these games whenever they do the demos, because clearly they can't figure it out over there.
No, I can't wait for Project Secret Hot Dog. It's going to be their next big game. It's going to be really good. They did a Metroid Dread like trailer and then somewhat overview with a scary woman narrating over it.
She was very intense. She wanted me to go to the Metroid website. I'm not going to do it.
She's like, go to our web zone where you can see how you'll be scared.
And I'm like, no, please don't.
I'm like, you want me to go to your web zone? You better offer me a pizza roll.
The long rumored but now confirmed Nintendo Switch Online is now getting an expansion where you're gonna end up paying more. They will not tell us now, but you will be paying more if you want access to N64 and Genesis games with multiplayer in them, like the other ones. They showed a bunch of different games across both. They announced post-launch support for the N64 ones because any normal person would go, I saw what you did with the SNES. I know what you did.
Yeah.
Tell us post-launch.
Luckily, there are only like 12 N64 games anyone wants to play.
Yeah. When's Rocket Robot on Wheels coming to fucking Nintendo Switch Online?
That would be hilarious. Sony's just like, you can have it. Something cute they did. They called this the expansion pack because it adds N64.
Yes. Yeah, I did think that was cute.
I was
Very
like, oh, that's
smart.
adorable. And then they're like, buy these controllers $50.
and I'm like, if you could just get Star Wars Rogue Squadron in this, I don't care if you raise it $30, I'll do it. Like, please. Yeah, the fucking $50 controller.
Yeah, right. I'm paying a $50 for that 64 controller that only works on the Switch in 2021.
I think it's psychotic that they announced this and didn't tell us a price. Like, they don't They don't
think
know.
it's an extra level of psychotic that they announced it, didn't tell us the price of the subscription, and then tell us, hey, buy these $50 controllers.
Yeah, it's not like I think the Super Nintendo were in a 2-pack, right?
The Super Nintendo,
No, I think it was only the NES one.
It was the NES ones that had
I
2-pack.
thought you could optionally buy it in a 2-pack for the SNES, but I could absolutely be wrong on that.
I like that they couldn't tell you a price because everything about Switch Online always feels like it's coming in hot every time, forever. How it took them almost 2 years to make it,
Yeah.
and it just every part of it. Whenever something gets announced for it, I'm like, all right, it's land the plane.
Also, okay, the N64 controller and the Genesis controller are two very different like standards of controller. Why are they the same price? The 64 controller has an analog stick.
Yeah,
It's obviously more expensive to make.
And it better have fucking rumble, because Jesus Christ.
Yeah, for $50 it better. Where the Genesis controller
Because-
is the most like basic controller known to man, basically.
And I'm sure you could get I'm sure there's an 8-bit Genesis controller that costs less.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course. Yes.
yes,
That is compatible. Absolutely.
that was probably ready at launch for the Switch.
Yeah. Here's the thing that I thought about just now. That was the 3-button Genesis controller, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Yeah, it sure was.
You fucking
Yep.
psychopaths.
Like, come on.
Look, I get that it's the more iconic controller, but for fuck's sake, you might want to put Mortal Kombat or something on your service.
We'll never put Street Fighter on our service.
Apparently.
I think the Genesis Mini had the 6-button.
Um
I'm unsure. I'd have to go dig it up again.
I think that shit was complicated. I think different regions had different buttons.
Yeah, I was like, I could have sworn the Japanese one got it and we didn't.
Oh, okay, that might be why.
Yeah.
Shadowrun Trilogy out on Switch next year.
Okay.
I don't know what those,
Okay.
I don't know what those are.
Shadowrun. This is a video game.
Okay.
This is not a multiplayer video game.
Oh, okay. We already talked
Weird.
about the Castlevania Advance Collection.
Yeah.
Actraiser Renaissance is out now.
That is some shit I never would have expected.
Yeah.
I did not expect the Enix side of Square Enix to be like, we own this Quid Tech game, right? And it's considered one of the best SNES games.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's just out. It's a remaster. It has a brand new kingdom and boss and level. Yuzo Koshiro's back and made new music, which means made it in the SNES sound font and then the remastered version.
Yeah, because he already got all of his fonts and stuff he used, the instrumentation for the original Actraiser. So now he's just making a new composition using all of those samples.
Yes.
And then doing the enhanced version because there are 2 soundtracks. That's really fucking cool.
Again, I already was in the mode of making Actraiser SNES fucking music because I had to do it for the VTuber Corone, who's like, make me an Actraiser song.
Yes, that is hilarious.
How much is this? Does anyone know?
30.
Okay.
What, dude,
30.
2 people in this room with you bought it.
Yeah, I don't know if you looked.
3.
Of course I
Oh, only
looked.
shoot it. Only 2 in the room.
Look.
Yeah, it was 30. I hope it's good. I already saw GameSack complaining that it's a little choppy on the Switch. And someone went, or he didn't say what platform. Someone's like, which platform you playing it on? He's like, the Switch. Isn't that the only one? Oh, God. So I'm hopeful it will run smooth on the PS5.
It seemed
See,
to.
I was about to say it probably plays better on Switch than oh wait, no, it actually probably doesn't play better on Switch than on mobile nowadays. Ooh.
Yeah. The latest smartphones are really, really powerful shit. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they ever did port Grimoire Souls to the Switch, that he would have to get a pretty significant visual downgrade.
Yeah, it seems to have some concessions to make it scalable for mobile. Like, I played some of that first stage, and there are a lot of room transitions.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Where I hit a thing where it's just a straight line for 4 seconds because it's just like one little Healy spot, and then it takes you to the next zone.
Yeah, that kind of...
That's worrying.
That's a little bit of a bummer, but oh well, I'm hopeful. I'm going to check that out before next big thing.
I mean, I saw Soul Seraph, you playing that last week, so this seems pretty great.
Yeah.
Also, the new arrangement for that first stage is fucking incredible.
Yeah, the music shown during that trailer was incredible stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
I should just go. I can't go through this again.
Tell me what happened when Miyamoto came out, Dan.
No, I meant leave the room
you're gonna
for
leave
this
the room?
because it nearly killed me during the live stream.
Oh, yeah, I fell on the fucking floor. All right, so Miyamoto comes out. He's not allowed to fucking make a video game ever again, so instead he's been in charge with outside shit like theme parks and this Mario movie by Illumination. He's like, I'm here to tell you about the fucking cast. And then they cut to Chris Pratt as Mario, and I saw a meme in real life.
That you could not come up with a funnier casting if you tried.
No.
Anya Taylor-Joy is Peach. I think she was in New Mutants.
That's not real. Was she in something that was actually released?
No. That was released.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
You gotta give it to them. They delayed it 18 times. It finally came out. No one watched it.
Death. She's in that new Dark Crystal series.
Oh, okay.
And also she's in the Queen's Gambit in some fucking capacity.
Oh, okay. Charlie Day is Luigi.
Fuck you.
I think this is the most appropriate casting of this whole list.
This is just shit posting.
Yes, it is, because then when they show Jack Black as Bowser.
Yeah.
And I'm like, his villain song is going to make me cry.
Yeah, he is definitely going to sing. If we don't see Bowser with a guitar, I will be surprised.
I had no faith in this movie before. Now I'm just like, this will be the fucking 10. Because they somehow made this. Keegan-Michael Key is Toad.
That's the funniest shit in the world.
Yeah, this is the guy from Key and Peele, right?
Yes.
Okay, just double checking.
Yeah.
He's going to be the character from Mario Warfare. Like, that's all I can think of with this cast.
That would be incredible.
Maybe the funniest casting in all this for me, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
See, that one doesn't drive me as crazy as much, because that's when I realized, because I thought about it for a second, I'm like, oh, they're going for like Saturday morning cartoons, so their Donkey Kong is gonna be like the CG cartoon Donkey Kong.
Finally, we get more. Kevin Michael Richardson is Kamek.
Glad to hear
That's
Kamek
the dude
is in
who's
it.
that's the dude who's the giant fucking shark in Lilo and Stitch.
Huh.
Oh.
That's a little bit more than I expected from Kamek.
Why would Kamek sound like that? Oh, that's gonna be great. Fucking Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong.
That's going to be really great. Please look forward to that. Fred Armisen, known for a number of roles and a number of things, but I don't think anyone here is going to know any of them.
And Sebastian Maniscalco as Spike.
Now this
From fucking Wrecking Crew.
Okay, so
Who's Spike and Wrecking Crew?
He's like the foreman.
Huh.
Oh,
I'm gonna look up this actor. Okay, seems to be a stand-up actor.
and Charles Martinet will be something in this film.
Why, when I type this actor's name into Google, does it auto-predict to wife first and foremost?
I gotta no.
Now I'm curious, but I'm gonna check out the career page instead because I haven't heard of this dude before.
This film's coming out in December of next year.
That's pretty far out.
Yeah, I'm losing it. This is one of the best directs of all time, just because of this, just because of that Chris Pratt shot being the most insane thing they've ever done.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, the Dan was dead.
Every joke was real.
I stopped breathing and just started panic sweating and crying while wheezing over
Because
this.
then everyone's making their bits. They're like, Aquafina's gonna be Toadette. And I'm like, God, shut up. I'm gonna kill myself. I swear to God.
So I look up this Sebastian Maniscalco, right?
Yeah.
I'm not recognizing a lot of their career.
Mm-hmm.
Was in The Irishman, was in some other stuff. But under here it says Untitled Mario film for next year. But into the future, in to be announced, they are acting in Untitled Ray Romano film. All right.
With a last name like that, I'm not surprised.
That's insane that Ray Romano's directing, writing, and starring in some film.
Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
That's your Mario minute. Mario movie minute.
Jesus.
They showed Splatoon 3 some more. Showed off you have mechs now. You have like Tachikomas in this.
It's real cool.
They showed off the theme of the new story.
Yeah, mammals are coming back, apparently in the form of octopus tentacles that have fur.
Yeah, it looked like furry octolings.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. And then we had the big closer. Bayonetta 3 runs at 60 FPS, has a Virgil. It's coming out in 2022.
Yeah, this looks really encouraging.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
They confirmed it's been basically confirmed that is not Bayonetta's voice actors, but that might not actually be Bayonetta. So,
I mean, the first trailer showed her get cut in half, so we could even be seeing something like she's split into two people.
Yeah, the thing that a lot of people are suggesting is that this is Cereza.
I mean, Cereza is Bayonetta.
Yeah, but the one from Bayonetta 1 that gets like deposited in another timeline.
She was being deposited back in the original timeline, as far as I know.
Hey, Bob.
But yeah,
people are saying that could be the case.
Here's what's happening.
I don't know that much about Bayo lore.
Fan theories are theory crafting some bullshit that sounds unreasonable.
They're using Metal Gear Solid time.
But no, listen. Fan theories right now are crafting some shit that sounds completely unreasonable, but here's the problem, Bob.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't remember the plot of Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, 2 is a mess, so they could do anything.
I'm like, between 1 and 2, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah, sure. This is alternate timeline Cereza.
Also, she has Cereza's hairstyle now, which is another reason that people are suggesting it might be her.
Yeah, she has the swoop cowlick.
I think there's somebody saying somewhere that she's younger, but I haven't been able to find like Kamiya or anybody saying that.
The rival character has Cereza's doll as well, so that's something.
Yeah, but Cereza, just for the record, is Bayonetta, but there's time travel in the series, and the plot doesn't actually make sense by the end of 2.
Yeah, 2 does ruin literally everything. I love this trailer because it pretends that it's every other Platinum game we've heard of.
Yeah,
yes.
The first thing they do is they show the fucking the one Shibuya building that's just 101 instead of what it actually is.
Yes. And then we have Kaiju.
And the military fighting them.
Yes. Then Lappy shows up.
It's really good. It's really damn good. This is the most positive feelings we've had about a Platinum game in a really long time.
Yeah.
Since they revealed Astral Chain before we played it.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, it looks like you now can control the demons actually in real time, kind of like Astral Chain. So that looks neat. The new monsters she's fighting are like exploding into little guys as she punches them, which is really weird and interesting. Which they lost their monster designer, for anyone who's wondering. He was the director of 2, and he left.
Wonder why.
Yeah, I'm guessing this got rebooted at some point because years ago, Imran Khan said years ago when I was at another place, people just flat out told me that Bayonetta 3 was being made to be an open world game.
Huh.
So it sounds like he's like, I'm guessing it took so long because they decided that was a fucking awful idea and have been running that back.
Yeah, and also noticed Kami is the executive director this time. Last time he was advisor or something, like something really, really unofficial. Just like, he guided story decisions.
Cool guy, Hideki Kamiya.
He was busy working on Scalebound.
He was.
And he's like, I will not let any more children die.
So, yeah, I'm really excited. I want to know what's going on here.
As soon as the gameplay starts and it moves good, I was like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, I was scared once Dan instantly said the trailer was 30. I was like, please, no.
Yeah, that cutscene went so long. I was like holding my breath the whole time. I'm like, please, please be. And then it cuts into gameplay and it's 60. And I'm like, thank you.
And it's like, okay, they're just doing 30 FPS cutscenes, I guess.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
They did that before. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like they shifted gears and it felt really good.
Yeah. They also showed the new Climax mode where she actually, instead of just getting a long hair, she transforms into looks like a Kamen Rider style monster.
She turns into Madame Butterfly. like a weird neon version of her.
I guess that might be her, but it's definitely really weird and doesn't match the designs from 2. So I don't want to jump to that conclusion, but maybe. Again, new monster designer probably redesigned the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause she summons like the dragon.
Yes, which also
and
looks totally different.
now. And
Yeah.
which is another reason a lot of fans are saying it might not be Bayonetta, because it's like, this timeline has slightly different demons or something.
That is true. The demons all look different.
Or it'll just be shut up.
yeah. I am honestly banking more on it being, we got a new monster designer. It's going to look different. Just ignore it. But we'll see.
Yeah. When we have so many things that lean towards they rebooted this shit at some point,
Right.
it also becomes, is that first trailer where she's cut in half even?
Yeah, I doubt that's anything anymore, but who knows?
We'll find out. Is that next year?
Yeah, it's next year.
Yeah.
That's it. It feels weird to have it even in remotely close and real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm assuming that.
And they said we're in the home stretch. We're playtesting right now.
Jesus.
We're just polishing and playtesting at this point. I like the part where you're just playing a giant monster and you're running across curved buildings.
Yeah, that actually looked like a really cool set piece.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's not terrible, or they don't do it too many times, or it doesn't last too long. I'm looking at you, Bayonetta, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, people pointing out that like everything they showed just took place in Japan, so that's interesting.
Yes, this is actually the first time, because it's been New York and then some other weird places.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I assume the rival character they tease at the end is just Jean, because she's got the cat paw on the katana. Jean turns into a cat. It's not too big a stretch.
No, it's a huge stretch.
Yeah.
But
That
Yeah.
was absurd. I can't believe that fucking this direct, just everything about it was just kind of crazy.
Yeah, they just kept shooting, it felt like.
yeah, it was really good.
Even without having the Smash reveal here, like, we didn't need that.
No,
We got a new Kirby game.
It was stacked.
we got the world's first 3D Kirby game.
Yeah, it's not a new old Kirby game. This is an exciting new Kirby game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it had just been like a normal Kirby game, I just would have been like, okay. But this feels like it moving forward.
It feels fresh.
Yeah.
Thank God. Because I think, out of everything we've ever said about Kirby, Bob, our number one criticism has been the Kirby franchise is relatively stale, and they have numerous times just used aesthetics to cover up the fact it is not making huge changes in gameplay.
Right, and typically makes steps backwards in gameplay when it gets a new aesthetic. Just like, it looks
I mean,
pretty,
Epic
right?
Yarn was definitely
That's what I
that.
usually jump to.
At least Epic Yarn has the excuse of it not originally being a Kirby game and them just deciding later on to shove Kirby in it.
That's unfortunate.
Because it was originally supposed to be about the Player 2 character, and they're like, it needs a brand.
That's sad. I didn't know.
Yeah, because the Player 2 is like Prince Fluff and is like a blue dude with angry eyebrows and a crown.
That's too bad. I would have liked Nintendo to have a new IP. I always like it when they pull out a new IP. It happens so seldomly.
Yes.
You get Splatoon,
Sad.
ARMS, and what is it before that? Pikmin? There was that giant gap.
Does
Chibi Robo?
Yeah, that's true. Chibi Robo's somewhere in there.
Does
Yeah.
Astral Chain count?
Yeah, that's theirs.
Yeah, that is theirs.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Nintendo doesn't do the worst job with starting new IPs. It's just like, it wasn't a giant success immediately. Kill it.
Yeah, one is enough is generally.
You know what would have made Astral Chain a huge success? If Lappy was just the main character.
That's true. We almost got that
Like when
today.
We almost did.
When was the last legendary Starfy game?
No one
The answer is
cares.
2009, and there was 5 of them.
He's always been like knockoff Kirby. I don't know.
Bob, you mean knockoff Rise Star? Thank you.
Yeah, he's knockoff Rystar.
Who is
Who was already a knockoff Kirby?
No, he was, as it turns out, runoff water from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Jesus.
If you do the research.
And then Nintendo did that Princess Peach game on the DS that sold pretty well. And then they're just like, no, we never need to do it.
They're like, we're not going to do another one. And everyone's like, why? And they're like, because you'll cancel our ass. We'll cut one trailer and you'll come for us.
That Princess Peach game did not have like the most what's the term I'm looking for here? I'm not sure. I'm not sure Peach's superpowers are being an overly emotional, hysteric broad is exactly the direction you need to go with.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they wouldn't get away with that now, but you know,
they could go in a new direction. Maybe get something not that going.
Yeah, maybe her and Daisy team up because they're tired of being nice. They want to go apeshit.
Yeah, it's just make River City Girls, but with them.
Oh, that would be so good. That'd be great.
That would actually be real. That would remember when we were like, oh man, maybe that Way Forward thing they pumped up before the rest of this Nintendo Direct is something like that, and then it was fucking Bakugan because fucking Reggie is on the board that makes that game now.
Yep. Anyways, that was the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, there's one really good post that encapsulated it for me, which was watching this live and seeing Chris Pratt Mario, and then immediately afterward Bayonetta is like getting hit by a bus, and then getting hit by the ambulance that was on its way to pick you up.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was very strong. Good lord. What a good Direct.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for the news. We're free. I'm going to play 12 million different things, and I do not know the order of them. Keep a fucking eye out for Metroid Month, because it's coming for your ass.
And yours.
You're always in danger.
Bob's like, go to our web zone to find out what kind of danger you're in. KZ, what do you have
There
going
are a bunch
on?
of attack droids after you.
I'm gonna try and finish up Lost Judgment, play an Actraiser remaster, play Kena, Bridge of Spirits, play that Castlevania stuff, play a Halo Infinite Test Flight beta thing. Tales of Arise, I own that game. I should probably play some of that.
Probably.
It's getting real bad, and more stuff's gonna keep coming out.
Guys,
That's true.
I got last minute news here.
Yeah.
We got the final Belty Blood character.
Yes, we do.
What?
It's that vampire girl who's the main girl from Melty Blood, but she's got the long dress from the original game now.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, she's like violent. She's like the Akuma version of her.
What's her name? Arcuade?
Oh, Red Arcweed?
Yes.
Oh.
Arseed.
So that's hype.
Yeah, that is.
I need her as a cat now, but still.
That's gonna be in eventually. Like they redesigned the cat version,
Yeah, I know I'm buying
so
that
eventually
Android.
that will be in it.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. I'm really glad we got this character.
That's coming out on the 30th.
Yeah, no, it's too soon.
Everything.
And I know I'm gonna be getting a review code for Far Cry 6, and that comes out a week into October.
I can't
Far
even
Cry
call
6
her.
still comes out in
It's so
October?
insane.
Yes, I've
I
already.
thought they delayed that to February.
No.
What did they delay to February? Because didn't they ever delay something to February?
Yes, probably.
That sounds. I think it was Rainbow Six Quarantine.
Yes. Don't worry. This Far Cry was meant to come out of February of this year.
Okay, it's the fucking COVID is endless, so it keeps blurring time.
Yes.
Yeah, that Prince of Persia game was meant to come out January of this year. Now we don't know if it'll ever come out.
And now it no longer exists anymore.
Yeah.
There's one more story we didn't talk about that's not necessarily games, but is fucking hilarious. Did you guys hear that Facebook launched Google Glasses, basically?
What?
They teamed up with Ray-Ban to make Facebook glasses.
Ray-Ban.
Seriously.
Okay, give us $2,000.
It isn't that much, but it's like, you're Facebook. You're constantly leaking everyone's data like a sieve, and you want me to wear cameras that go straight to you.
Yes.
Those are the Tony Stark glasses from that Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, they do get you owned.
Hey, Phil, what do you have going on the next week?
I got derailed by having to close on a house, but I should be able to start streaming again here in a little bit.
Oh, that's cool.
I do intend to do Final Fantasy VIII with all kinds of HD assets, so it looks weird. Other than that, nothing.
I'm gonna have to put on the stream deck some Rise of the Triad music. But that's cool. I know you've been wanting to stream Final Fantasy VIII like a pro for a while, so
Yeah.
Do you have any other plans for like 9 or 10 or any of the rest? Like, are you interested in that? Is that up your alley?
I might stream 10 at some point just to replay it, but I don't know about 9 unless that remaster is real.
Oh yeah, that's right, that remaster.
Because I need like a good reason to go back to 9 because I don't actually like it all that much.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'll do something with the pixel remasters at some point. At least 4, 5, and 6 will fuck the NES one.
We could just cut it off there. You know, we don't.
That sounds good to me.
We don't need a banger closer every time. He can just say something mildly funny, and we just.
Yeah, I know. Whenever there's a pause for 3 seconds, I get ready to get out of the chair.
He's just.
Is it actually done?
Are we free, Bob?
This sounds good. Sure.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Big Think Dimension. If you would like to support us, head on over to www.patreon.com/gbpodcast, where you can get extra podcasts and early access to our anime podcast, Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool. Head on over there and become a $5 backer or a podlord today. This month's GigaBoots executive producers are Esme, E. Lee Broyles, Starfalcon, Spaceman Spiff, Red Blaze 27, Brendan O'Sullivan, Dobo Muito Real, Ace Gundam Pilot Adam Admar, Cooper Tank, Zilter, and Virmvarn. Thank you very much to our executive producers. And also these gamers. If you want to be a gamer or ascend to God Kinghood, then head on over to patreon.com/gigaboots today.